motivated, I'm on the mission. Snap any minute, casually winning. Stop tripping on me, stop dissing on me. Yeah, I got a dream, can't take it from me. My fire's burning, I'm always learning. Tell me where to go, man, I'm on a journey. Yeah, I can't explain it, I get excited. Keep it 300, King Leonidas. Strap in, cause it's gonna be a long ride. Working on me every single day and night. There comes a time when your worlds will collide. If it's holding you back, push it right to the side. Ain't got no time for no fear. I work too hard to get here. Ain't got no time for no fear. I work too hard to get here. I don't got the time, put me in, coach. I've been going hard, time to let it show. Everything raw, give it to me now. Let me have the spot, man, it's going down. Gotta get it here, I don't wanna wait. Take what I want, then I go train. Gotta get a win, I won't lose the game. This is my year, I ain't gonna break. Strap in, cause it's gonna be a long ride. Working on me every single day and night. There comes a time when your worlds will collide. If it's holding you back, push it right to the side.
On another level, I will never settle. Mind over matter, get the gold medal. On another level, I will never settle. Mind over matter, get the gold medal.
Ain't got no time for no fear. I work too hard to get here. Ain't got no time for no fear. I work too hard to get here.
On another level, I will never settle. Mind over matter, get the gold medal. On another level, I will never settle. Mind over matter, get the gold medal. On another level, I will never settle. Mind over matter, get the gold medal. On another level, I will never settle. Mind over matter, get the gold medal.
Ain't got no time for no fear. I work too hard to get here. Ain't got no time for no fear. I work too hard to get here. Ain't got no time for no fear. I work too hard to get here. Ain't got no time for no fear. I work too hard to get here.
Welcome to the place where dreams come true, where everything you want can be yours, if and only if you're willing to work for them, you're willing to hurt for them, but most of all, you're willing to be first for them. Ha! Look, I'm going straight to the top. I don't know how I would stop, like it or not. I got some goals that I'm hitting. You hear what I'm spitting, it's hot. Look what I got, whole lot of passion and pain. The road to success is insane. Stay out my lane, cause I'm on a mission. I'm getting what stands in my way. Yeah, I'm a beast, I wouldn't play with me, baby. The way that I'm training is crazy, and I do it daily. You wanna talk about drive? I got more drive than Mercedes, I've never been lazy. I'm in the room, it's a red alert. You wanna compete, well get better first. I got 10 toes in the dirt, push through the hurt just to show them my worth, I'm the best. Yeah, I'm the best. I never stress, I know what's next. I'm who they test, like we playing chess. But I'm unimpressed, so now let me flex. Ha, yeah, I'ma work through the struggle and hurt, cause I know my worth, and I gotta be first. Ha, yeah, I gotta be first. Look, I don't want anyone's sympathy. I understand what is meant for me. I give my focus and energy. If it's meant to be, then it's meant to be. But mentally, I'm undefeated. They hear that and say I'm conceited. Like there's no reason. Like I don't beat them and come back again just to teach them that when you work under pressure, you reach higher measures. They'll try and bring you down, but you cannot let them, and only get better and focus on cheddar. Eye on the prize and you'll become a legend. Like, when I'm in the room, it's a red alert. You wanna compete, well get better first. I got 10 toes in the dirt, push through the hurt just to show them my worth, I'm the best. Yeah, I'm the best. I never stress, I know what's next. I'm who they test, like we playing chess. But I'm unimpressed, so now let me flex. Ha, yeah, I'ma work through the struggle and hurt, cause I know my worth, and I gotta be first. Yeah, I gotta be first. They don't know what's gotten into me, how'd I turn pain into energy. Through all the struggle and hurt, remember my worth, and that's why I gotta be first.
It's the final week of the challenge season here for Clash of Clans, and it is sure to be our most exciting week yet.
Savage Elite is leading the pack right now. They're the first team qualified already through to challenge.
But that means that we have 3 other spots up for grabs here today, and anything could happen. We could have possibilities for up to a 5-way tie. Today is going to be insane.
Suffice to say, it's going to be a very exciting day of competition, so strap in because it's going to be a long ride. Ladies and gentlemen, this is the Snapdragon Pro Series.
The Snapdragon Pro Series powered by Samsung Galaxy is brought to you by Snapdragon Elite Gaming, Samsung Galaxy S23 Ultra, Monster Energy, DHL, and the U.S. Air Force.
Till a player on top, know it. Rooftop, penthouse suite. If you really want it, gotta own it. Fight through it, we was at the lowest. Blood, sweat, tears, the components. Riding all year, now's the moment. We are not friends, we are opponents. Yeah, I'm coming for mine. Yeah, I'm making a play, the game on the line. Yeah, I've been on the grind. Yeah, jump in the spot, I made it my time. Yeah, look in the sky. Yeah, the stars align, no shade to shine. Can't stop it already. Emotional work and devotion, we put in this time. Look, you won't stop.
Hello, everyone, and welcome to the Snapdragon Pro Series, where today is the last day in the main portion of our challenge season here for Clash of Clans. My name is Glitter Explosion. I'm still your host, and we're getting through the rest of today with the boys. They're back. They're ready to go. Eric and Bash. You excited to see how day 4 goes?
This day 4 is always most exciting. We have so many opportunities for multi-way ties, and it feels like every season comes down to this, Bash.
Yeah, this is going to be absolutely crazy. I don't even know what to expect today, but we got some crazy awards planned for you guys, and by the end of the night, we're going to have 4 teams qualified for challenge.
Yeah, after 4 weeks of competition, like Bash said, those top 4 will be going through. But if you're just joining us and you somehow missed any of our other previous weeks of competition, you can just go on to our social media. We've got X, we've got Insta and Facebook. Follow us on there for all updates related to the Snapdragon Pro Series, or you can join our Discord at discord.gg/Snapdragon Pro Series. Join the community, talk all things Clash of Clans, and of course, continue getting all of those updates. Now, we've got lots of stuff to talk about here today. Before we dive into it, if you're new and you're joining and you're catching the last week of this competition, we'll give you an explanation of how the whole thing works before we dive into all of those storylines. Bash, explain the format for anybody who might not know.
So So right now we are in challenge phase, but we actually started in an open ladder phase. We played through and we got our top 16 teams. Our top 2 teams from that ladder made it automatically here to challenge. The other teams, they had to play their way in. After playing through the ladder, we get to challenge, leaving us with 8 teams. All 8 of those teams have to play each other in this round robin phase. And after we're done today, we will have our 4 teams moving on to challenge finals where we crown our champion.
And that's what we're really going to be looking forward to here today, because we will figure out who those top 4 will be. But along the way, not only do they get that prize pool in those challenge finals, they get some money here too, Eric.
Absolutely. The prize for every match you win here is going to go up and up and up, and then it just keeps on going up from there if they make it through the challenge. So every dollar counts here, and they're fighting tooth and nail for it.
Yeah, we're definitely going to be focusing on that top 4 bubble, but every single one of those teams, like Eric mentioned, will be trying to even just fight for placement to get some more money in their pocket if they know they aren't able to make it into that top 4. And that's going to be difficult. We'll break everything down in just a little bit here. First, we'll start off by showing you the current leaderboard, the status of everybody as it is starting off today, heading into week 4. SE Esports, like Eric mentioned at the top of the show, the only team that's like 100% solidified their spot going through to challenge finals because they're undefeated. Everybody else, it's up in the air here, Bash.
Yeah, this is a crazy leaderboard. SE Esports going to look to remain undefeated. Underworld X really just needs 1 win to move on to challenge. But you see there, we got 2 teams at 3-2, 2 teams at 2-3. And a lot of those teams are going to be playing each other here today. So we have some crazy scenarios that could happen depending how our wars play out.
Yeah, even Underworld X isn't 100% safe, though, sitting at a 4-1, because if they lose both of their matches, the matches that they have today are like against the other teams in the middle of the pack there. So they could end up losing some head-to-heads and stuff. So there's a lot of different ways this could play out here. But I think almost definitely we're going to have some kind of a tiebreaker as they fight for those top 4 spots.
Eric's being conservative. You should have heard his predictions before we went live. Eric is predicting like the most chaotic option for how all of these matches will unfold, and we'll start to break all of that down as we get to the matches a little bit more. First, we'll show you the schedule. Now that you know where everybody's standings are, we'll show you what you can expect here on stream. As always, we'll have our 4 wars on stream with 3 that will happen off stream as well. But for now, Bash, tell me about these matchups.
I mean, we're starting off with a really good matchup as far as qualifying goes. We Stay Active and UG both sitting at 3-2, looking to get that victory. Move to 4-3 will be, or 4-2 rather, be better than sitting at 3-3. But going into our next match, kind of what we talked about, Underworld X versus Omni. If Omni can get the so-called upset there, move to 3-3, that knocks Underworld X down to 4-2. And then We Stay Active again, playing against SE. SE's looking to remain undefeated. It's gonna be crazy, but we got offline matches as well.
Yeah, it seems like every single one of these matches is massively significant as they make their way forward here, and that's gonna just make the entire night exciting. There's a couple of off-stream matches, as you can see right here, so we'll miss these, but I mean, there's a big matchup right there with like Underworld X and Method of Madness. That's one that would be crazy to see. But also, I mean, you got Synchronic playing a couple times, and you got teams that are in the middle of the pack there that need to beat them, and that is going to give them a chance to pull through. So every match on and offline is going to be significant today.
Yeah, so like we always do, as those results from the off-stream matches come through, we'll make sure to update you on what happened and if they have any impact on either the leaderboard or a potential tie situation that we might see happening here today. We'll keep you guys updated on that. If we do get a tie situation, we will also keep you updated on how the tiebreakers work, because in the event that we do get one, it's looking like, if the boys' breakdown is correct, it's looking like it could be a multi-way tie, not just like 1 or 2 teams having a tie. So in the event that that happens, there's a couple things we'll be paying attention to. One of those things will be stars. So we want to give you guys a little bit of a foundation as well on where all of the teams currently sit with the stars that they have acquired so far throughout the season, because you can see just how truly close all of the teams are across the board when it comes to these stars here, Eric.
Absolutely. Like Underworld X, even though they're up at the top of the boards, they're on the bottom range of the stars, but then you have other teams like Push Canada who are mathematically out, but they are one of the highest star counts in the entire competition. So it just shows you that they got really unlucky there with the matchups. They played very well, but still end up at the bottom. That's the way these wars can go.
Underworld X definitely needs to win at least one here today. With them being lower on stars, you don't want it to come down to that star tiebreaker, which if we get a multi-way tie, that's when these stars are going to come in. If it's just 2 teams, we'll have a head-to-head tiebreaker, but if it gets multi-way, then we go to the star board.
Yeah, so that's why we keep saying there's so many things for us to be paying attention to. And like Eric was saying, it is kind of crazy that our last place team and our second place team have the same amount of stars acquired, that our second to last place team has more than our second place team in stars that they were able to get. The fact that Push Canada was able to beat out some of the teams at the top of the leaderboard in the star count just shows just how much harder those individual wars were. They were still getting those high star wars, but weren't able to close them out. And that just shows how close our entire season has been across the board. That's why you have to make sure you're settled in and ready for today, because it's going to be a super exciting day of competition. But before we get into that, we were actually able to catch up with another one of our players before the season started. So we're going to take a look at that interview. This time it is with Eric from Push, and we got to hear his thoughts on what it's like to compete here in the Snapdragon Pro Series.
I'm with Push from Canada, and I am 46. We're not like a pro team like a lot of the teams are going to be interviewing. We play for fun, and we definitely have our moments. You know, we made it this far, but I think our strengths are probably the bases that Champ picks for us and gets for us. We're pretty good at planning defensively for bases to make up for maybe not being, you know, like some of the top pro teams in attacking. We were the bottom seed. We were 16th, and we were in a position like this a couple seasons ago. We were also the bottom seed, and I think we took out the 2 top seeds at the time to make it into the challenge. And this time we basically did the same thing. We beat the #1 team, which was Omni, and then Too Old for This to get in. So I think the biggest strength is or reason for it was they had a really tough time with our bases, and they made some pretty big mistakes. And we were just solid, and there was enough to go through. For myself, I just pretend it's just a regular match. I generally don't watch the stream, or I just kind of do my own thing, and just pretend like I'm playing as normal. I'm pretty simple. I play on my phone, so I don't play on an iPad. So I try to. I don't have an army of, you know, 20 different things to click on. I keep it pretty basic and just work on certain angles to come in from and certain key things to take out, and you can go from there. Pretty much everybody left is going to be really tough. I know the majority of our professional players, and this is what they do. I don't, like I said before, we're more recreational, and but that being said, we have our moments, and we can all triple, and if we put it all together at times, then we can be competitive with them. So I think it's just going to come down to the toughest rivals. They're all going to be tough, but at this point with 8 teams left, there's no easy matches left. So every match we play is going to be tough. I think probably the 4 teams, whoever has the most experience. There's some amazing players in the Tigers that we're going to have to try to compete with. But I can't pick teams. I'm going to pick a team like Omni to make it, and just anything can happen. It's just, especially with the new town hall coming out when we play, I really don't know what to expect. It could be pretty wild who ends up making. Yeah, for me personally, I prefer clone spells. I find that they can be used in a variety of ways, and I probably use too many of them, but that's probably the most important one that I found. I think the most memorable is when a couple seasons ago, we qualified for the challenge, and I believe we were playing the night shift, and we ended up having a perfect war. I attacked last. Needed the 3 stars to get through, and got it, and they ended up getting like a 14 star, and I think at 98%. It was the closest war we've ever had. I think the only perfect war we've ever had, so it was pretty amazing. Play a lot, be friendly, you know, have a good time. It's a game. Yeah, you got to be organized. You gotta, you know, try to organize. It's not easy to organize a plan that many people. You have to have good co-leaders to help out, good people that you pick for your clan. But it's gotta be fun. It's just a game, so you gotta pick people that have fun. We're just gonna go out and have a good time, and I can't speak for everybody. Excuse me for my son screaming in the background. But yeah, I mean, this is just kind of a game I think most of us play to kind of escape the real world, have some fun, and yeah, I wish everyone luck, and hope you have a good time watching.
I love that one of the main things for him is the fact that they're all trying to have a good time. Like, they're all friends in this together, just enjoying the competition in general. That was just like, it was nice to be able to hear from Push a little bit there.
Absolutely. I mean, that's the most important thing there. Like, if you are playing competitive, like, you can't do this for a long time at this level unless you're actually having fun. So it's very hard because it's very demanding, and so you got to be having a good time.
Yeah, I mean, it's NA Clash. A lot of these teams, like, rivals on the battlefield, but friends when it comes down to, like, outside. Like, whenever we have, like, a LAN, everyone's just chilling, having a good time. So it's a really good scene here in NA.
All right, well, now that we've gotten through everything we need to talk to, it's time for us to turn our focus towards our matches for today. Match number 1, you saw it on the schedule. We heard the boys talk about it. We Stay Active versus United Gaming to kick things off. This is a big one, Bash.
This is a very important war. Both these teams sitting at 3-2. Obviously, a win makes you feel a lot better about your night, but both these teams also have to play twice tonight, so a lot on the line as we get started, Eric.
Yeah, but it's fun to see the 3rd and 4th place team going against each other when we are in such a situation where everybody's fighting for those spots, and so you could see teams pass them up there. But I mean, this is crazy. This is a big matchup between both of these teams, and I'd say that my favorite in this is generally going to be United Gaming because of their history, but We Stay Active does have a pretty strong roster, and they're sitting at the same record right now, so I have high hopes for them.
Yeah, Lossler, J-My, iStock, Grim, Mr. Bianco, Franklin, and Caribou. We've seen them really come out hot during this challenge season and put kind of an impact, something we haven't really seen from them in the past, but it's good to see now. Like you said, this UG team is stacked. Nick, Agent, Goreticus, Ghost, Ninja, Rigo Torres, and Swifty. They have a really solid and deep lineup, but this war, I mean, just the way this season's gone, this should be a toss-up, really.
Yeah, if you added up all the wins for UG across all the different seasons, I think they have more total winning players than every other team combined. Like, that team is completely stagnant. It's weird to see them down at 3-2, but that seems to be the way their challenge seasons go. And then they come out of nowhere and then they win the whole thing. So I guess we'll see how it goes tonight.
I think it's also just indicative of, like we said a couple times, of just how strong of a season it's been across the board for a lot of our teams. That's just where the level of competition is right now. It's been that close the entire time across the board. So this is going to be a great way to kick today off. Chat, let us know your thoughts as well. Who do you think is going to be taking home match number 1? Because it is ready to go. So boys, let's get into it.
Here we go, guys. War number 1. And we got iStock coming in for We Stay Active. This war is super important, and I want to talk about some matchups here as we get going, but iStock is coming in with a Lalo, a Queen charge into Lalo to start us out here. Taking a look at the hero equipment, got that giant gauntlet, pretty standard there. The Queen should have pretty standard equipment. Yeah, there we go. Archer Puppet, Invisibility Vial, maxed out Invisibility Vial, and then on the Grand Warden, we got just standard equipment as well. So nothing crazy here, Eric.
Yeah, just running the base equipment here because it is a Lalo, and you generally want to run the Life Gem or the Healing Tome in the Lalo, but I also like that he maxed out his Road Champion equipment right there, and looks like the Queen charge is off to a good start here. Just diving out to the Eagle Artillery, getting the Clan Castle pulled, getting the Clan Castle dealt with nice and early while he's away from the majority of the heavy defenses, and he can fight it in relative safety right there without having to invest like a Siege Machine to go after, and that makes so that his Siege Machine is freed up here, and he's able to, I guess, initially swap to Stone Slammer, and we'll see if he changes from there or if he just sticks with that.
Couple ice golems coming out of the clan castle. We did see a partial pull previously with a few archers. Now those ice golems come out. Keep an eye on this queen. Ooh, she gets a little bit low there, but you're right. He does have some versatility there with the Stone Slammer. Could change it out to a battle blimp if things look like they go sideways. King's going to go ahead and take out the enemy royal champion. Notice the queen on that left-hand side. He's either going to try to push his queen in there and get that dealt with, or he's going to have to run some headhunters through it. But if he can get that queen out with his queen, he'll be sitting real nice.
I don't like that this queen is leaving the base right right now. I feel like she could have got more value from the inside, but this Expo could be trouble here. He'll still get access to the defensive queen. He locks onto her now, pops the freeze, perfectly timed, waited until his queen drag her, waited until the defensive queen was able to take a strike there, but at the same time, he's got Royal Champion going in, staggering invisibility and Spirit Fox invisibilities to make her way into the core of the base there, but she's out of invisibilities now, and we'll see where she can go as she makes her way to the core there. She'll get the sweeper down and help out the Lalo and go invisible right at the time, but I feel like a freeze would be very, very nice right there to get her through a little bit further. She is getting into the single Inferno there, and she is invisible again. Okay, she survives. Over on the left side, though, watch the queen and her healers. The healers took a lot of damage from the multi, but the Lalo does drive in, and the blimp, like you said, is able to go in under the warrior building and take the town hall down.
Yeah, the Lalo doesn't really need much here. This is just kind of like a supporting Lalo. It's all on this queen charge and the Royal Champion coming in to sweep through, and this is looking really good for iStock as he's going to start the war with a 3-star for We Stay Active. Time is fine. Queen still has ability, plenty of cleanup in there. They get on the board with the first triple of the night. Always important, Eric.
Very, very nice start here, and especially in such a big war. Taking down Ninja right here is it wasn't like a perfect attack right there. He definitely had some things that he had to adapt to, and he had to make sure that he kept the queen alive there, and he was able to just adapt to where the queen was going, and even though the healers were starting to get wrecked right here, they ultimately survived through, and he didn't have to invest any extra spells into it, so that all worked out perfectly, and the queen was able to get in there and get that final multi-archer tower down. We can see that blimp is sailed into the town hall. You see the Royal Champion that he had to keep an eye on her as well, and he was kind of running low on resources right there. So like if the Royal Champion fell short and then the queen lost her healers, then we would have been looking at a completely different story, I think, right there with some critical defenses staying standing.
Yeah, it's a very hot start for We Stay Active and a very important start. Something I wanted to talk about in the pre-show, but we kind of got going here. We Stay Active, their second match tonight is against SE Esports. And we know SE Esports, they're undefeated, Eric. So this almost feels like a must-win for We Stay Active. If they lose this and then have to go up against SE Esports, their backs are going to be against the wall. But now it's going to be on Rigo Torres to put their backs up against the wall. Check that out. We got the healer puppeted there. He can spawn 3 healers with that maxed out. Rigo Torres committing a lot to that new hero equipment. Looking like a lot of max hero equipment. You love to see that. I'm assuming he's got Giant Gauntlet on the King, but Rigo, I love watching him set up this mass Lalo here. He's been doing it a lot. 30+ balloons on all these.
Yeah, but he set it up very nicely with a lightning, taking out a scatter shot in Expo, and also getting the sweeper with the defensive queen. She just had to circle into position, then you drop all the lightning while she's right in the middle of all those defenses and take them all down together. But that is going to form the funnel here for the heroes. The hero's going to wrap around this monolith here. He's got a slammer selected at the moment, but if he doesn't get all the way in here, then that could be trouble here. But the King takes the lead there. Town Hall's not activated, making sure that we are using the zap and the quake there, but the quake does not activate the Town Hall. You don't want to be taking extra damage there unnecessarily on your way in, but there's the healer puppet, but he's under poison tower right now, so the healers are getting completely decimated. This queen may not get the Town Hall. He freezes, he rages, he's in desperate.
Oh, go queen, go, go.
Oh, come on, come on, come on, come on! Oh, no! Rigo Torres with a big mistake out of the gate there, now having to send in his slammer to go make up for it, and he's in trouble, but maybe there's a way he can recover this match. How are we feeling? What do you think? Does he get this or not?
Oh, it's Rigo Torres. Anything can happen, but check out that Rage Tower with 2 multis and the Eagle up there. The cannon's not really going to be an issue, but those ranged up multis are always going to be devastating. He does pop the Warden ability here. He's going to bring in the Royal Champion from the right-hand side to support everything. Rigo, one of the best Lalo players in all of NA. If anyone can do it, Rigo certainly can. Great freeze on that multi-target air tower, or multi-target Inferno tower. He's surrounding this base, Eric. It's looking like he's going to recover it and be fine.
Maybe Zero Champ is coming back now. She's chasing ground skellies, but she's going to go to the Inferno and the Spell Tower in the core of the base there. This multi-arch tower is looking to go down. Warden staying right there healthy with the pack, and it looks like he's got it. I love how you pull that back there. That's actually very, very impressive. And on top of that, after all of that chaos, all of that potential disaster, he walks away with a swag Royal Champion ability. That's insane, and that just goes to show you how strong he is with the Lalo itself, that he's able to make up for that.
Yeah, this 30+ balloon Lalo that he's been using allows him just to swarm that base. Yeah, things didn't go the way he wanted, but he had that inertial surge in there with the balloons, with the Warden protecting them through those multis, and then he just kind of surrounds the outside of the base with the remaining balloons. Eric, there's a reason that Rigo Torres has been on the world stage more than any other player here in our whole tournament.
And Rigo's he's made multiple World Championship appearances, and there's not a lot of players in North America that can say that they have that much stage experience as he does. But then on top of that, getting all the stage experience in the Snapdragon Pro Series as well, he's just born for this, you know? He's one of the best Lalo players, you said in North America, but I say in the world. Ooh. He is very, very strong, and he shows his skill off right there.
I won't lie, it felt like Rigo was kind of struggling there at Town Hall 15, kind of got his bearings towards the end, but here at Town Hall 16, everything we've seen from him, the zap into mass Lalo, I feel like Rigo's, I don't have my stats in front of me, but I feel like Rigo's triple rate is through the roof with this strategy. We're all tied here, though. This is a must-win war for both of these clans. I guess not must-win; they could still get in, but
technically, not easy matches ahead, though.
Right? You don't want to fall behind and then have that pressure, because let's be honest, I'm sure these guys are already a little jittery and trying to place those troops. When you're jittery is crazy, but when you're coming down and you need that victory, those nerves start getting a little bit more crazy. You start getting shaky. All it takes is one little mistake, one little misdrop, and you could lose the whole war.
Yeah, but that's what these guys have been doing for many, many seasons before this, and probably many more in the future. So, I mean, they can handle the pressure. Very, very impressive players every single time they take the stage. But now let's pass it over to Caribou, and let's see what We Stay Active can do as he breaks out the Zap Lalo of his own. We got a little 20 giant gauntlet right there at the King, and it looks like he's just setting up with a little bit up at the very top of the base there, a hog and a balloon, trying to get that mortar under control, just testing for traps in the area there. There's the Queen equipment there, just running base equipment, and Warden running Life Gem. Like we were saying, you either see the Life Gem or the Healing Tome with the Lalo, and it kind of usually just depends on whether we're going to go through the Town Hall. If we're going through the Town Hall, I feel like most people are actually swapping over and running the Healing Tome so you can heal through the poison, where outside of that, I feel like most people are sticking with the Life Gem. So definitely still a very viable function for that Life Gem, even though we have all the fancy new equipment there, just sticking with the original as some of the best options here. But it looks like he does go ahead and use the lightning over to the defensive Queen, waited for her to circle into position, and then he kind of missed one of the lightnings there, or did he not even have enough to take her down? I'm not really sure which there, but he does clear everything except for the air defense in that compartment. And honestly, he could have taken the air defense as well. Like, the spacing of all the buildings there did allow him to get the air defense.
Oh, I thought it might get the Queen, the wall breaker.
Imagine, that'd be crazy. But the King will step in to get the job done.
Yeah, King steps up there, takes that Queen out. I thought, like, the Queen was hugging that wall, so I was like, oh, wall breaker explosion's going to take her down. But with King ability, he should be able to secure this Town Hall. Keep an eye on the single, though. Might need to freeze it. Well, I guess King will go to Phoenix, so it won't matter too much. Queen will be able to kind of circle around the outside and stay out of any danger, so that's really nice. Town Hall is taken down. Queen will go ahead and circle around. That Flame Flinger still working on the top side here, and he's going to run this Lalo in and kind of cover the Queen from this bottom side, going over. Actually, if he can get the RC with the Queen, that would be crazy. Here come the Headhunters. Freezes in. He's going to take this Royal Champion down. You'll love to see that before the Lalo gets started.
Yeah, the Hound starts there right as the Queen makes approach into the air defense there, and I was hoping he could get the Hound to redirect there to take a better path, but he doesn't get the air defense down quick enough. That's fine. A lot of Hounds are going to stay in good positions. He's got good anchor points all across the left side of the base here for the Hounds, and he will protect them on their transition forward with that ward, but he also protect him through the Poison Towers. Pushing Poison Tower, pushing a Lalo through a double Poison Tower base definitely can be challenging, especially when we got the Multi-Infernos here. But overall, looking pretty solid here. He just needs to figure out an answer for the back-end Multi-Inferno, and he needs to get the Monolith down so we can potentially have his Road Champion get in there and deal with it. But he's got Ricochet Cannon over the right side, and he needs to get past that. He does go invisible there with the Spirit Fox, and that does get him past there. He's got Yetis fighting off the Clan Castle troops over to the right there, and the Road Champion just walked right past him. He's got to get this Monolith down, and he's got it. The blue step in, and there it goes. RC ability sweeps through the backside defenses, and We Stay Active. We'll pick up another triple here against this stacked roster over at United Gaming.
Real Champion answers the call, takes down the multi-target Inferno, protects those balloon, and it's another 3-star for We Stay Active. This is what I wanted to see from these guys. They're not intimidated by a name. We all know what United Gaming can do. We all know what kind of base builder Ghost is, but Caribou steps up, takes this base down. I really love the play here. Check this out. Since the Royal Champion's invisible and those Ice Golems weren't damaging any troops, the Royal Champion's just like, what Ice Golem? I'm going to the Rico cannon. Let me get this out and get in there and get to the multi.
Yeah, and then she goes invisible. She engages the Ricochet cannon, and that makes so that the Ricochet cannon doesn't bounce off of her and kill the Fox there. He's able to get down quick enough there, and as you saw, the RC ability just sweeps out the backside of the base. Love to see that. That was a good Lalo. And I mean, it matches the Lalo that Rigo Torres put up. In fact, it was a lot even cleaner because he didn't have any mistakes there. Everything went to plan. Everything was very, very smooth. That maybe the only thing that he could have changed on that was just slightly more value out of the lightning, but he managed it perfectly, and he wasn't going to get the queen down anyways. Like, it was like a 6 lightning and 1 quake one there, where if you want to get the queen, you had to use like 7 lightning. Yeah. But I think he could have reached over and got the air defense, but he had it under control, so it wasn't a problem.
Yeah, King stepped in there, and it was all good, so no worries there. But it is 3 triples in a war, and Ghost is up next, and we got our first Root Rider attack of the war. And this one, he's going all the way across. It's a full send with Valkyries in here, Eric. Remember, Valk's got a new level, but we still don't see them used a ton. Can this get through here? That's going to be wild.
I've seen a handful of teams really, really liking this mix of Root Riders and Valkyries here, because when you deploy a couple of Root Riders and Valkyries on the flank, then it makes so that your heroes are going to go more directly to the base there. Like, it gets the funneling done, clears all the trash there. I mean, I've been doing it personally with like Wizards and stuff like that, but Valkyries do it better as far as I've seen. So he will just broadside across the base here. And against these box bases, this one actually does pretty decent. However, Log Launcher does not get the walls open all the way to the core. He does have Battle Builders repairing that single Inferno deep in the middle of the base there, but that's going to start to potentially take out some Root Riders, but they'll step into it. They get the single Inferno down very, very quickly. He's got Root Riders over to the right side scatter shot. He's got RC over to the left side scatter shot. And everybody's going to march right into the town hall, and he's got good flanks, and he's looking healthy all around.
This just sweeps through the base. It reminds me of the old Super Witch attacks where it just sweeps through and you just kind of see the base being leveled layer by layer by layer. And Ghost is looking really strong here. So as Queen ability, World Champion ability, looks like this was the right choice for this box style base. A very good selection, and these two teams have come to play. They know what's on the line here in week 4. They know they want to make it to the challenge finals, and all we got to do is get a couple victories to secure their place. 1 victory, they still might get in. But you want to get those 2 victories if at all possible, and it's going to be a 3-star for Ghost. Not only that, Eric, that was a quick 3-star, about a minute 41 on that one, because remember, it does come down to stars and then percent, and then if those are tied, comes down to time.
Absolutely. So every time you have a chance to improve efficiency, especially in this high of a caliber match, then you need to take that opportunity. And this is a very fast attack. I feel like the Root Riders are bringing Valkyries back into the meta, and Valkyries are making such a strong return. We have all that tanking out in front of them. When you have the extra damage output of the Valkyries there combined with the high HPs, and then all the walls just getting opened up as you go through the base there. It's like these troops were built for each other because there's so much synergy. We're seeing so many people have so much success with this attack here, and it is bringing Valkyries back to the meta. It's very exciting.
Yeah, and with the Root Riders, you mentioned like the log launcher rather didn't get that last wall open. Doesn't matter. The Roots are just going to plow straight forward and open up the base. I think that's what allows these Valkyries to kind of do their thing. If you remember, like back at Town Hall 9 meta, where you would like Quake open the base so the Valks could just run all through. I think that's why this is working so well. The Roots are opening up the base so the Valks can surge in there, take it down all those buildings. Very nice, very clean attack, but it's 4 triples in a row, Eric. Is anyone going to make a mistake here? That's going to be our question, right? I mean, I'm going to pose it early here.
Well, the only team that's been consistently getting the perfect wars was Savage Elite, and they're undefeated at the top of the boards. They're already qualified to challenge. These guys have not been able to pull out that same kind of record. So, I mean, it could definitely end up with a couple misses here. I don't think that both of these teams will go flawless. I don't anticipate a double perfect war. I feel like somebody's going to make a mistake, and you just got to be on the side that doesn't make it. So, I guess we'll find out here shortly.
And we've seen a lot of these close wars where it's like the mistake is like a 98%. So it's like barely a mistake. So there's very little wiggle room. I feel like these teams are playing on all cylinders right here. They're doing what they need to. 4 triples out the gate. I really like seeing the 3 Lalos to start us. I mean, we've seen a ton of Root Rider spam throughout Challenge, which that's not a bad thing. It's a new troop. It's very strong. It's very effective, as we saw there. But the classic Lalo, just always so satisfying.
Yeah, I feel like every time I take out a Root Rider spam in a big war, then I end up getting shut down. But these guys are making it work there. And so it's just about base identification and assigning it to the right one. So here we go. Another box base. Perfect stars across the board here, and Lobster will go in for We Stay Active. It looks like this one will be a queen charge into Lalo. Base equipment that we've been seeing there. We always see that giant gauntlet with the rage vial. We see the archer puppet there with the invisibility vial, and once again, it's a Lalo life gem with the Eternal Tome. Everybody's still using Eternal Tome. It is the most popular piece of Warden equipment there, and then the second piece is always up for grabs depending on what we're using. But in a Lalo, we'd like to see the life gem, but we go invisible as we go to the ricochet cannon. Loses the unicorn to the ricochet cannon, but then recalls the queen and the heal. His buddy's got archers right there. He needs to deal with those archers. Otherwise, this Flameflinger is not going to get the value. But is he paying attention to that? Lasser wants those archers. Flameflinger's getting torn to pieces, and a couple of archers making a very, very big splash on that left side.
Oh man, that could be the mistake we were looking for, Eric. I don't think he realized he pulled up the clan castle. That's one of the things where I like to have my sound up or wearing headphones or something where I can hear that indicator, because you can hear that clan castle sound when a few of those troops come out. And ultimately, what is that, 4 or 5 archers right there? Just 5 archers take down that Flameflinger, and really that Flameflinger could have got so much value because he set that up with the recall for the queen. Oh, that's disappointing, but that's still not unsalvageable. He's still got a very nice, strong queen charge. He's going right at the town hall right now, so he could definitely pull this back still.
I'm looking at the potential value that the Flameflinger would have been able to get. I'm looking at a multi-inferno, a scatter shot, potentially the Eagle Artillery, the Rage Tower, and now the Rage Tower is going to be reactivated by the time he's able to get over there with the Lalo, which means he's going to have to go through 2 sweepers, 2 multis, and it's all going to be raged up there and then dump from that into the backside defensive queen and scatter shot. He definitely has his work cut out for him. That's a massive, massive mistake right there, and now is amplified by the queen going down to the monolith, and the healers can't even survive the transfer. They're getting picked off right there, and they're all gone.
It's just those little things that make the biggest impact. That Flameflinger, rather, not getting so much value is going to hurt this one. I mean, ultimately, Queen did get taken out. He does still have a lot of force working through here, but he's out of spells. And it's going to be really hard to get through both of these multi-target Infernos that are raged up with all these balloons being pushed back now. Oh, it is going to be a slight misstep here for We Stay Active, but he's going to need to run this percentage up as high as possible to try to bring this one back.
Yeah, but it's even worse that the miss of the multi-inferno with the Flameflinger would have, if he sent some fire shots into that multi-inferno, it would have taken out the sweeper as well. So he would have been taking knockback right now on top of everything else there. So like that one mistake there, just not paying attention to what was going after his flame thing right there. A small pull of the CC, a couple of archers, and it cost them big right there. 14 buildings left on the board there, and a very important star. And now the opportunity is passed over to United Gaming, and they have their chance to take the lead. And just like we were saying, I wasn't anticipating this would be a double perfect war, and so the opportunity is now granted. They have to seize it.
All it takes is one tiny little mistake. In this case, it was 5 archers coming out of the clan castle, cost him so much value. Remember that Flameflinger, it can go for about 2 minutes on the attack, so that thing can pick up tons of value. He set it up really nicely with the queen charge and the recall. He took out all the immediate threats to that Flinger, but one threat remained, and it was just those few archers that came out of the clan castle. 86% still respectable, but with UG, when they miss, they don't miss by much. So we're going to need to see some kind of big mistake for UG as well to kind of bring this one back for We Stay Active.
I'm trying to think of what he even could have done with that. Maybe a couple of minions to go pick off archers. That would have been worth it. Would have been worth it, but it is the most winningest player in all of Snapdragon Pro Series history. The captain, or is he captain anymore? I assume he is. Nick is in for United Gaming. And we thought he was gonna break his record again there last season, and he came very close there when United Gaming came in 2nd place out in Seattle. But looks like he's going with a Zap Lalo of his own, diving in from the or I guess it's not opposite of the town hall. The town hall's literally right in the middle of the base there, but he's gonna try to wrap into it, and he doesn't necessarily have to go inside to take the town hall with the heroes. It's always nice, but we can use the blimp to go in there and take it, and so there's a lot of safety into this attack.
Well, it's going to have to be a blimp because he doesn't have any wall breakers. He doesn't have a jump spell. Unless the king breaks through here, he doesn't really have a plan to get into that town hall. I think he's just trying to push these heroes in, get as much of this value set up, and get the pathing set set up for the Lalo. Is the King starting to bring it on the wall? Ooh, yeah. Queen went to ability. She gets the scatter shut down. And if she can get this multi-archer tower, that'd be nice, but I don't think she's going to.
Yeah, King was sticking around in the area there, providing some tanking, eventually breaks through the wall there. And if this Phoenix can like at least go in there and clear some traps, that'd be some really, really good value for the King getting through that wall. But the Lalo is in for the right side. The Blimp is sailing across there, and it will pop that ward ability and sail in to go secure the talent takedown. Looks like he's gonna pop a rage right there, make sure that the Yetis that end up popping out are gonna be raged, and they will quickly and easily take the Town Hall down, plus a couple other defenses right there, and try to get the balloons to not go through the Town Hall poison. And the redirect is perfect right there. They all stay off to the right side and avoid the poison. And we got a single Inferno set on the back side of the base here that's not going to slow these balloons down too much here. And he's still sort of the road champion as well. He's looking pretty solid right here.
Yeah, this is what Nick does. He just sets up the Lalo so nicely, executes perfectly, and this is looking like he's going to be rewarded with the 3-star. So does have that enemy royal champion down there at the bottom. I think a few headhunters might have got on her, but actually the balloons drop as well right there. So it's going to be a 3-star for Nick, and this is going to give United Gaming the lead after 3 attacks. These balloons going to work through, get that multi-archer star down. Royal champion still in there, so no major threats, but Nick answers the call. We Stay Active makes the mistake, and United Gaming takes advantage.
Absolutely, that's what we're looking for. This team has so much experience in these high pressure situations, and there's nothing more high pressure than week 4 other than challenge phase itself there when you're going to the championship. And this team's been here every single season. They know exactly what they're doing, and Nick just delivers time and time again there. But yeah, I like that he was able to use the Yeti blimp there to take not just the Town Hall, but the buildings right on the top side of it as well, making sure to rage it up there using the sneaky goblins plus the Yetis in there, and that's able to secure the Town Hall, but it removed all the defenses that were right around that area and made so the balloons did not have to wrap around to the top side of the Town Hall, and they all stayed away from the poison. That is the biggest advantage of using the blimp, and it is so worth it right there. You might think that it's a pretty low investment to just go ahead and take like one building right there. Oh, that's the wrong screen, or that's I mean,
that's our current settings,
that's our current screen. Yeah. That's, I was like, oh my goodness. All right, well, we only did 3 attack there, but we got 3 triples on United Gaming's side, and We Stay Active has now fallen behind.
Those things happen. That's okay. We just wanted to close up on the stats of this war, but ultimately it is going to be a 14% advantage along with the star for United Gaming after that 3rd volley of attacks. We Stay Active has to get back and get triples. I think they have to triple out here. The way United Gaming's playing, they're probably going to have to triple out, hope for a big defense, maybe even 2 defenses realistically.
Yeah, I don't know if you really look at a team like United Gaming and expect them to miss 2 attacks in a row like that. Like maybe you could count on them missing 1. So the pressure's on now. They got to get some triples on the board here. I feel like if they miss again, then they're going to end up losing this match here. And United Gaming is the favorite in my opinion, but maybe We Stay Active can change some minds here as we dive on in with the blimp to set us up here as we go for the Queen charge into Root Rider attack here. Just starting with the Yeti blimp there, taking out the Inferno, getting some traps triggered in the area there, and will now get the Queen to be able to go around that and basically just use the blimp as a funnel by removing those internal threats.
Oh, almost got both of those bows down, but ultimately neither bow goes down. They're both weakened, but they both have battle builders actually on them. But now he's going to be able to charge in here with the Queen if he decides to. But keep an eye on her because she's under pressure. I think he wanted to try to get one of those bows out at minimum. Roots are already in from the top side, so they're going to support this Queen charge and help push her into the Town Hall. This is an attack when you use the Roots kind of to complement the Queen charge. If you can keep that Queen active and keep her going, it's usually a strong attack.
I really like the healing tome with the Warden during this attack here when the Root Riders are not stacking on top of the Queen, when they're not receiving the healing from the healers, then we tend to use the healing tome instead of the rage gem. There it is right there, goes invincible from the Eternal Tome, and then we'll heal for another like 15 seconds afterwards with the healing tome, giving these Root Riders even more longevity and making sure that the Road Champion has tanking all the way through the base. Their King doing a fantastic job on the side. We'll get supported by Balloons and a Baby Dragon, and this Queen charge continues to march through flawlessly. This has been very, very clean all the way through. Perfect management of the Queen. Root Rider sweeping across across. King's looking very, very healthy off the left side, and everybody just staying in tanking positions and driving this world champion through.
Eric, you said it right there. Perfect management of the queen. If you want to be successful on this attack, it's almost like the old school hybrid. If you want to be successful with hybrid, you got to keep your queen up. This feels like the same thing. If you can keep that queen alive till the end of the attack, most of the time you're going to have a 3-star. Roots are in here just tanking for that World Champion. King's in there. World Champion still has ability, and look at this. This base is crushed. Franklin gets the response they need. Again, still looking for that mistake from United Gaming, but it is a 3-star. Man, one little mistake might decide this war. This is crazy so far.
Yeah, like the invisible archer at the end there, because he just completely crushed that base, and you get a little bit of swag at the end there. But yeah, look at the Root Riders moving through here. Like, they stay so healthy there. That healing tome is so effective when you run it like this. And I've been personally pushing those Rage Gem ones where we go with the queen on top of the Root Riders there, and a lot of people are really liking that, but this is a fantastic alternative, and you just kind of have to play whatever the base is reading, and they are very good at judging what is going to be the best call there. And if you're a good queen charger, this one is a very, very strong option, and he just made it look easy right there. That was so flawless all the way through. Even though those Expos at the start stayed standing, you saw those Expos from the Yeti bomb. They both almost went down, but didn't go down, so the queen was unfortunately sustained a lot more damage than she otherwise would have been, and he just handled it like a boss. Like, that's how you get it done, and that's how you queen charge, and that's how you potentially make a comeback when you're going against the titan that is United Gaming.
I think this attack also, like, yeah, you can be really good at queen charge and be successful, but I think this is also very forgiving for a queen charge, because those roots are going to kind of keep her on path, keep her alive. As long as you can manage the queen like Franklin did there, use the spells, use the rages when you need to, I think it's very easy to keep that up and have a lot of success with it. And that's the response they needed. They still need the defense. They still need United Gaming to mess up, and it's going to be 86% or lower for them to kind of tie this thing up. But we have 3 attacks left in the war. United Gaming is going to go on their 4th attacks next. Eric, this one is tight. Anything can happen here. I'm excited.
Well, United Gaming has 2 opportunities for a mistake, and I guess We Stay Active Holding needs to get 1 more triple. So let's see if one of those end up presenting themselves here. But Agent 33 is it next here. Looks like we got a Rage Gem onto that Warden as we go in with a Diggy on a Warden walk. Kind of interesting there. I always question that. Like, whenever we see Diggy, I mean, I guess you get a little bit of damage reduction there, but I think Diggy doesn't do a lot of damage. But if Diggy survives after forming the funnel, if he's able to get through, set up the Flame Finger, you got the Town Hall activated, the Flame Finger can now move forward to get the single Inferno and the Town Hall takedown, and then drop out whatever's inside and get the King out of the way there as well. I imagine in this specific situation, I feel like you'd want to go like super minions or something to go take the King down and then advance forward into the Expo there out of that Flame Flinger. But looks like the Root Riders are going to join in, and this is what I was talking about earlier. If the Root Riders are traveling with the healers and the Queen and Warden are all stacked together here, Rage Gem is going to be the best, and on top of that, it speeds up the Warden walk and keeps it better protected as well.
Here we go, Clan Castles out, rocket balloons, and a couple ice golems. Now, I will say, Agent has had a kind of uncharacteristic challenge season so far. Some rare misses, but also some big misses for him. Just kind of setting the stage there. Anything can happen on this attack, but let's see how it goes. Those ice golems freezing up all the troops there in the middle. Root Rider's going to open up the base so that the heroes can keep surging forward. But look at those roots. They're getting low on health. 1 root, 2 root goes down, and now the heroes, they're going to be kind of stuck in the middle with all of these impact defenses.
And King swings to the outside there. The healers they've been getting knocked back by the sweeper, and so they were getting pushed off of the main pack there, and they got onto a Root Rider that was on the outside of the base, and so all the other ones died. That Root Rider is still alive, but at least the other heroes, all the heroes really were able to stack on top of that and to get some extra support here. But he lost the Warden, so he loses the Rage Gem, and that means he's down 50% on all of his hero damage and all of his healing output as well. But the question is, did he make it far enough? He's got a Queen ability. RC ability still intact as well. Over to the right side, he did have the Flame Finger up. He's got the Yetis that were able to pop out and get the defensive King down. They'll step forward that Grand Expo. Very, very high impact right there, and that will reduce the damage in the backside. But all hero abilities are used, and he's just coasted now. I'm not sure right now. Bash, this is going to be close, but at least the percentage is high enough, so they will have a percentage advantage one way or another, but it still has a chance to go through the triple as the King keeps moving, and the
Still gonna
Queen
get this.
is still alive. Yeah, he's got it. Another triple. United Gaming not going to give it up right here.
That looked very dicey there in the middle of the base, but the heroes persisted through there, stuck with it, and just forced their way through. That's why you never give up on an attack. That's why you just keep those spells flowing, keep those troops going, and he gets through for another 3-star. United Gaming 4 for 4, perfect thus far, and Agent 33 puts all of the pressure back over to We Stay Active. A very beautiful attack. We Stay Active will now have to triple and hope for Ninja to make a mistake on the final attack.
I mean, Ninja's one of the youngest players in all of the North American esports. So is the rookie, is the young guy going to be the one who makes the mistake right there? That's a chance to prove yourself there in a very, very big way. So, I mean, I guess we're going to see if the less experience in these high pressure situations, he's been playing other tournaments for years, but like in these high pressure situations like this, is he going to be able to clutch it? But the same thing could be said for We Stay Active's final attacker. And I mean, they got the work cut out for him as well because they have to triple on top of that.
Yeah, Eric, if you told me that Ninja was my last attacker and he just needed like a 90% 2-star, I'd be like, yeah, we won this war. Ninja is very young, yes, but he's very well composed. He's very well thought out in his plans and his execution. Ninja's a very, very solid attacker. So United Gaming have to be feeling good about their chances. But you're right, ultimately, We Stay Active, they have to get this triple first to even put Ninja and United Gaming in that position.
Absolutely. So, I mean, yeah, it's crazy. Like, Ninja's only, I think he's like 16 or 17 years old. He's really, really young. And that's like barely meeting the age requirements to be able to get in this tournament. So, I mean, just a rising star there, being noticed all across the international scenes. Very, very impressive stuff. But if that's your person to close out the war here, then J-Mai has his work cut out for him. It is going to be a Root Rider attack again. It is a Queen charge, but he's going to be pairing it with a Super Archer Bomb running the Rage Gem on the Warden. But if we're going to run the Rage Gem on the Warden here, I would really like to see if he can deliver this blip without investing the Warden. But it looks like he's kind of setting up to send it right through the Poison Tower, and that means he needs to have the Poison Tower throw it and land on the other side, or he needs to go invisible before he has a trigger, and he chooses the second option. Poison Tower just staying with his potion on the mantle, and he will just go ahead and let the Super Archers unleash in the area, and it'll just drop in place there, but he needs to get the Town Hall down here. It is the most important target.
A short little archer blimp there, but the archers need to get this Town Hall. Check it out. They're few in the poison. There we go. Town Hall falls, but also look at this value he got from that. It's a heavy investment. Look at its spell bar. No more spells remain, but he also gets the Clan Castle pool, and he sets up some nice pathing. If he wants to go down here about 6 o'clock, he can, or if he wants to go through that top side closer to the Eagle, he can do that as well. And it looks like he's going to elect to go right at the Eagle artillery. Electrotitan out in front to help deal with these Clan Castle troops, because remember, he doesn't have a poison. Not that he necessarily needs it against these troops. And there it is. The Rage Gem going to come in. Also boost up the healing for that Unicorn as he gets going in here with the Roots.
Yeah, making sure that the Warden is running the Diggy, and that's going to make so that the Root Riders, once they go in, will cause the Warden to follow the Root Riders targeting, and that will cause the Diggy to stun defenses. So Diggy staying in action here, even though he's not running on the Road Champion, to get some very, very good value right here when paired with the Warden. Always a very strong setup here, and just any kind of damage mitigation here to slow the incoming damage, because we don't have any spells, we don't have any rages, but at least the healers are going to stay raged, even though they are getting picked up by some black air bombs there as he makes his way forward. But here comes the Headhunters, and I would predict a ward ability right about now as the Headhunters cross through, and they're going to dive across the base and try to get the defensive queen down. But I don't know if they have the time to get her down right now. I think he's going to end up wasting those.
Yeah, he didn't really have anything to push them through there. They'll at least weaken her up pretty well. She's down to about a third, maybe even a quarter health there. But look at this. It's just a wall of Root Riders surging through here. Royal Champions in there behind. Queen's in there behind. Everything's just helping just take this base down. 50 seconds should be plenty of time here as the King pops his ability, goes to Giant Gauntlet mode there. Queen will now go down. Royal Champion's going to go ahead and pop in here. I like this. This is looking really solid for J-Mai. The short blimp gets through, sets this up, and very nice execution for J-Mai.
With the Queen ability and a Road Champion on the backside, looks like he's got the force, he's got the time, and We Stay Active will climb this war up to 14 stars. Very, very solid performance, and only one mistake is holding them back right now. And can you believe it? The only mistake that we've seen this entire war They ended up costing the triple. It was 5 stray archers that got onto a Flame Flinger and ended up taking it out there. So it's insane that these players are playing this well, and it just shows you how much they want this. But one tiny mistake that had some big ramifications, and we are down to the final attack. It's gonna be the youngest player in all of North American Clash of Clans esports. Ninja will now close out the war here with the war on his shoulders. I mean, it is kind of an interesting match here because we were looking at the potential that we could have like a 4 or 5-way tie, and the conditions that we would end up with that is that We Stay Active wins this war. That's one of the hinge matches right there for that crazy tiebreaker. But here we go. Ninja is in level 20. Okay, he's wailing out a little bit there. Maybe he's been spending all of his prize money from the other tournaments he's been playing in, and he's going ahead and gemming everything out there to max, running the healing tome, level 27 giant gauntlet, and he'll give himself any kind of an advantage he can get here. And we'll see if it makes a difference as he starts off with the super archer bomb, but lands right onto a double giant bomb right there. But it doesn't seem to cause too much damage here, Bash.
Eric, I don't like the accusations. I've spoke with Ninja. He's free to play. That's just straight up grind there, son. Now, Ninja with the hero equipment being max makes a huge impact. You don't think it would make that much of an impact, but having that max equipment makes a big difference. Can he get the Ricochet Cannon? Does not, but he sets up some really nice value here. But Eric, look at this plan. It's going to be a little bit risky here. It is, I mean, it is Root Riders after all, but it is still a very risky plan going a little bit away from this Town Hall.
And needs to get a Headhunter onto the defensive king there. He puts a Super Barb into it. Not using the Headhunters, though. I don't think he wins that fight to the left side. I think the king stays standing. I think the Super Minions are going to stay standing. He's going to have to deal with it. He lost his Electro Titan right there, but he's got the Queen right there. She'll be able to reach over there and pick it off. Not a problem there, but he's going to have to go through the Town Hall. And since he did not use the Warden to deliver that blimp, he does have the Warden, which can get him through, but he's not running the Rage Gem like we saw in the other attack that was very similar to this. He's going to go through the Town Hall Poison, and since the other Super Archer Bomb, the attack with the Root Riders, ended up having the Town Hall go down, he didn't have to go through the Poison, but he is popping that Ward ability really early here. He'll get the Eternal Tome, he'll get the Healing Tome, and we'll see if this Town Hall ends up being a problem, because right now nothing's going to it. Ninja is having problems. He's in a really tough spot with this Town Hall takedown.
Oh no, Eric. Oh no. And Royal Champion comes in from the bottom side. Oh my god. Ninja's taking all of the risk here. Ninja, why are you doing this? He's out of spells. Queen is going to be forced to ability. She is going to get through the wall. Will she be able to get to the Town Hall though?
Ash.
Oh no.
She's on it. She's on it. She's on it. She takes it. Ninja basically maybe just recover this attack here with that Town Hall takedown. RC sweeping through. Super Barbs in the backside. He's got a chance. He can still win this war. What's the percentage threshold?
87.
87. He's at it. He's already there. When the Town Hall goes down, he claims victory. And United Gaming are one step closer to Challenge Finals.
Not only that, Eric, this gets through for a 3-star.
It does, you're right.
It's a perfect war. One little mistake costs We Stay Active this war. Eric, I'm a little bit worried. I talked about it here at the Open. We Stay Active, their second war, our war number 3 on tonight, they have to play the undefeated powerhouse of SE Esports. They're currently going to be at 3-3 after this loss. If they lose to SE, they fall to 4-3, or 3-4, excuse me, and they might need some help. This is, man, it's devastating. 15-14 and you lose?
I know. Literally 5 archers. 5 archers,
yeah.
5 archers.
5 archers and you lose the war, really.
5 archers, yeah.
Honestly, I think if that Flame Flinger stays up, it gets crazy value. It sets it up. Oh, man, that's a heartbreaker for We Stay Active, but United Gaming, we know, they know pressure. They answer the call. They get the perfect war. 15 stars on the board against 14 for We Stay Active, a heartbreaker for this team. So now United Gaming goes to 4-2. We Stay Active will fall to 3-3, looking for a win a little bit later on.
That was insanity. I can't believe it came down to that. And that ended. I mean, I was panicking a little bit there. I didn't think he was going to get that town hall. That queen was literally on the verge of not getting the town hall down. And I don't think he would have made it if that town hall didn't go down.
That's why you have that maxed out hero equipment. It allows that queen to be invisible just a little bit
Yeah,
longer.
an extra half a second,
Yeah,
one more shot, and that makes the difference.
That's why that's so important. It's those little things that makes those big differences. Guys, that's just war number 1 tonight. We got 3 more wars. We got offline matches. We'll be back after a short break. You're watching the Snapdragon Pro Series.
Welcome to the place where dreams come true. Where everything you want can be yours. If and only if you're willing to work for them. You're willing to hurt for them. But most of all, you're willing to be first for them. Ha! Look, I'm going straight to the top. I don't know how I would stop, like it or not. I got some goals that I'm hitting. You hear what I'm spitting, it's hot. Look what I got, whole lot of passion and pain. The road to success is insane. Stay out my lane, cause I'm on a mission. I'm getting what stands in my way. Yeah, I'm a beast. I wouldn't play with me, baby. The way that I'm training is crazy, and I do it daily. You wanna talk about drive? I got more drive than Mercedes. I've never been lazy. I'm in the room, it's a red alert. You wanna compete? Well, get better first. I got 10 toes in the dirt, push through the hurt just to show them my worth. I'm the best. Yeah, I'm the best. I never stress. I know what's next. I'm who they test, like we playing chess. But I'm unimpressed, so now let me flex. Ha. Yeah, I'ma work through the struggle and hurt, cause I know my worth, and I gotta be first. Ha. Yeah, I gotta be first. Look, I don't want anyone's sympathy. I understand what it's meant for me. I give my focus and energy. If it's meant to be, then it's meant to be. But mentally, I'm undefeated. They hear that and say I'm conceited. Like there's no reason. Like I don't beat them and come back again just to teach them that when you work under pressure, you reach higher measures. They'll try and bring you down, but you cannot let them, and only get better and focus on cheddar. Eye on the prize and you'll become a legend. Like, when I'm in the room, it's a red alert. You wanna compete? Well, get better first. I got 10 toes in the dirt, push through the hurt just to show them my worth. I'm the best. Yeah, I'm the best. I never stress. I know what's next. I'm who they test, like we playing chess. But I'm unimpressed, so now let me flex. Ha. Yeah, I'ma work through the struggle and hurt, cause I know my worth, and I gotta be first. Ha. Yeah, I gotta be first. They don't know what's gotten into me, how'd I turn pain into energy. Through all the struggle and hurt, remember my worth, and that's why I gotta be first.
The Snapdragon Pro Series powered by Samsung Galaxy is brought to you by Snapdragon Elite Gaming, Samsung Galaxy S23 Ultra, Monster Energy, DHL, and the U.S. Air Force.
All right, everybody, welcome back to Snapdragon Pro Series. It is the last day of the challenge season here for Clash of Clans, and if you're just joining us, we just had our first war, and it was United Gaming who ended up with a perfect war up against a really strong-looking We Stay Active, and We Stay Active only lost by 1 star. I have a feeling today is going to be like that all day. And should we do it now? Okay, I have all 3 off-stream updates already. So we're going to go through them now before we get into the second match of the day so that you guys can understand just how impactful these 3 are and what they do to the leaderboard. We had Omni versus Synchronic. It was 14-12 in favor of Omni.
Okay.
Then we had Method to Madness versus Underworld X. It was 13-9 in favor of Method to Madness.
9?
Yeah.
In this meta?
In this meta, I don't know what M2M did. We're going to have to try and figure that out. And then we had Synchronic versus Push. We just talked about Push before we got into the first match. Push had a flawless war. They had a perfect 15-star war up against Synchronic. And we talked about how they were towards the bottom of the leaderboard, but still had some of our highest star count. They just did it yet again.
That's insane.
That's crazy.
Well, like Push, I think if they got a perfect war there, then like I think they topped the boards there almost, other than like SE Esports for the overall star count. And to be one of the first eliminated teams or second eliminated team, I mean, that's insane that they were able to pull that far ahead. But I mean, at least it might bump them up in the rankings and maybe get some more prize pool out of it.
Yeah, absolutely. It's got to do something because, I mean, they've performed well all season, and so that was massive for them. But now that we somehow got all 3 of our matches done, they're ready to go. That also levels out our leaderboard a little bit. So now these next 3 matches are even more important. I'm very concerned for what this tie situation is going to be at the end of this.
Yeah, this is actually kind of playing out a little bit crazy. So yeah, we need a We Stay Active there for the 4-way tiebreak, but we can still have some ties. I mean, we have SE obviously sitting there undefeated at the top, but now we got 2 teams sitting at 4-2 and United Gaming and Underworld X. But in the middle of the pack, there's 3 teams sitting there at 3-3. So those final 2, 3, 4 spots, probably 3 and 4, those are going to get really tight here as we play out our last 3 matches of the night.
All right. Well, let's start talking about that next match because we've probably spent too much already on all of these updates. We have to look towards match number 2. This time it's going to be between Omni and Underworld X, all right? This is going to be a really, really important matchup here, Bash.
Omni sitting at 3-3, Underworld X sitting at 4-2. If Omni could win this war, they will be sitting really nice. They'll obviously move to 4-3, and if Underworld X loses this war, they'll be sitting at 4-3. This is setting up some of those tiebreaker scenarios. Obviously, if Underworld X wins this war, they will go ahead and move forward. But this lineup in Omni has done some really positive things.
I mean, it's even more impactful than that because, like, if they take the win here and go to 4-3 and push Underworld X also to 4-3, then they own the tiebreaker because they have the head-to-head win. So this is an incredibly important win. And obviously, if Underworld X is able to pull through on this one, then they are going to have 5 wins and they will be locked in for the finals. So, like, I feel like this is a deciding match right here to decide who will end up going to Challenge Finals.
Yeah, this is definitely going to be a decider. These 2 rosters full of veterans. We've seen a lot of these names in previous seasons. So all of these players have been here before, but we just saw Underworld X put up 9 stars. Today's not the day to have an off day, Underworld X. No pressure.
Yeah, but that complicates it even more because it like hurts them in the star count if they end up with a multi-way tie.
Their stars were already low.
True.
They really just needed to win and get to 5-2.
Yeah.
It's all the important math. It's all the important math getting into this match. If you're in chat, let us know your thoughts on match number 2. Do you think it's going to be Omnipotence that takes home this war, or will it be Underworld X? It's a really important war for both of these teams if they want to continue on to our challenge finals. And I believe that that second war is just about ready to get underway, which means it's time for me to pass it off to Eric and Bash yet again while we get straight into the matchup.
Here we go, guys. A very important war. Joey and Goose in for Omni to start us out. Omni really looking for the victory here. If they can get this victory, it will be massive to their standings. Like, this might actually be enough to qualify them if they can get this victory. But Joey and Goose going to go ahead and send in this battle bomb. I think we're going to see a super minion bomb coming out of here with the clones and the invis. Yeah, here we go. Here come the super minions. They're going to look to gut this out. They are not close enough to take out the town hall. They're going to take out a ton of threats here, Eric.
Yeah, but then they're going to turn back around there after the invisibility is done and turn on these defensive super minions that came out. And if there were any heavy troops that were still inside of the clan castle, they go down with this. So this base is just wiped out in the core. He doesn't get the town hall, but I don't think that's a big problem for him here because he was able to get the Eagle Artillery down, and so now he doesn't have to have the Eagle Artillery strikes firing down on him as he makes his way forward. However, the downside of missing the town hall is because he didn't have he invested the ward ability, to be able to deliver that blimp. And so he's not going to have the extra protection of the warden as he goes through the town hall. But look at this, he skips all the other buildings on the bottom side of that compartment and goes straight to the town hall by using the invisibility to redirect the king, and he's able to step in and take that town hall down and stay in a tanking position for this queen as she steps her way forward to get the rest of the defense down.
Yeah, I mean, that King just steps up and does some crazy things. He does have a little bit of threat here on the top side, but remember, Royal Champion does have the Spirit Fox there, which will help her go invisible. There is still one Headhunter in here as well, but also keep an eye on these Super Barbs. They are pretty beefy for 5 housing space. They have quite a bit of hit points, and they can help the Royal Champion step. Well, look at that, defending Royal Champion actually goes over to the Super Barbs, which is allowing his Royal Champion to sweep in here. If we can scroll up a little bit and maybe see what defenses are on the top of this base here, I don't think there's going to be much remaining, because that's about where the blimp flew through. Royal Champion looking really strong. This is looking like it should be a 3-star. Obviously, we need to see the top of the base, though. There we go.
Yeah, there it is. But he's, oh, there we go. Just in time to swag the Royal Champion ability as he gets it done into cleanup, and there were no more defenses after that Wizard Tower. So easily stepping his way through. Joey and Goose, sounds like 2 people, but it's only 1, I think. And
what if it's Joey with like a pet goose like, spotting him?
That's true. That could be a thing.
Like maybe there's 5
We
archers.
need player cams.
Maybe there's 5 archers on a like a flame flinger, and the goose goes quack.
Quack.
That's too much.
I can see that. That makes sense.
That is too much. Oh, nice 3-star for Joey and Goose. And Omni is starting just how they want to, putting that pressure on Underworld X early on.
Yeah, easy push right there. I mean, the invisibility for the Town Hall takedown was a nice extra move right there. I mean, I imagine that he intended for that blimp to sail all the way forward and actually take the Town Hall down. But honestly, with it landing right there, he was able to get everything else in the area down. And that makes so the heroes just stay to the outside perimeter base there. Like if you have the core of the base there just gutted out from the inside, then you have the heroes just wrap around the ring that's left there, and they're supported by Super Barbarians all the way through their pathing. And did you have the Root Riders in that? I don't even know.
No, it was just straight up Super Barbs.
Yeah, just bringing back a classic right there from Town Hall 15. It was used all the time back then, but most people are incorporating the Root Riders into that attack.
Right, I mean, we saw that from Ninja in the last war, and also we used to see that with Super Archers, but identifying that the Super Minions could get the job done. Sorry, guys, I'm distracted. All I'm picturing is a goose over Joey's head, like whack, 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 whack. I can't help myself. It's a beautiful 3-star, so we don't need to criticize it too much, but Underworld X has to respond and get a 3-star.
Yeah, Underworld X, like you said, in their offline match, they only got 9 stars. I have to wonder if, like, somebody didn't show up, because I can't imagine they got 9 stars and just got it off of 5 attacks there. That's insane. That's insane. But I guess we'll see if they can shake whatever happened in that offline match off, because Underworld X is in a position where they are down on stars, but up on wins. And the tiebreakers are going to be decided here by them just winning this match here and not letting it go to stars. So I guess Panda X going to make his way forward here with that blimp just dropping very, very shallow into the base. Going to go out to the Town Hall. Got the invisible tower going off right there, and he should be able to reach backwards and get the multi-archer tower down while he's waiting for the Town Hall to come back. And looks like he's doing just fine here, Bash.
Yeah, but Eric, this could be the reason they threw up 9. If they're running a lot of Super Archer blimps, all it takes is for 1 or 2 of those Super Archer blimps to miss the Town Hall. The plan doesn't adjust accordingly. So I could see how they maybe got 9. A few little mistakes, and you can definitely put yourself in an awkward position. He comes in, red air bomb right away onto the healers.
That has me worried here. He needs to respond to that very, very quickly. He needs to put a balloon down, because if you see one red air bomb in a position like that, then I'm expecting a whole lot more. And he has not put a Coca-Loon down.
He doesn't have them.
He doesn't have any Coca-Loons.
Because he used them for the blimp.
Oh. Okay, well, watch the healers here. I mean, they're avoiding that spot there, so maybe it's okay. Maybe it's okay.
Yeah, but
it was baited, but he somehow got around it. That's a lucky play right there. Otherwise, those healers would have been absolutely decimated.
Oh, you're right, Eric. The minions would have been enough. He could have used them, Coco minions, to pull the red air bombs there, but the minions are over there to clean up the right-hand side. Now the roots are going to work through the middle of this base. Panda X still has a lot of base to go here, but also a lot of support here for the heroes. But keep an eye on this queen as she's over to the right side, and the healers went left. She is behind the roots, so she should be fine. King's in there to support. This is looking really strong. He's just going to push through the back end of this base now.
Does have the rage jump in the ward there, boosting the healing output and all the hero damage here, and that healing output is very, very impactful here to be able to have that sustained all the way through the base there. If you're using an attack that has a lot of spell requirements for the initial setup, like these blimp attacks tend to be, then you need to make sure that you have the rage gem with those healers to be able to get all the healing extra all the way through the base there, an extra 50% all the way through, but the damage output also benefiting him as he does get into the backside scatter shot, got the defensive row champion down. Queen still moving strong, and with her ability, really, I mean, even though the healers are over onto the King and the World Champion right now, the Rage Gem is boosting the Unicorn output and keeping the Queen alive there as she leads the charge across the top of the base.
It's going to be a 3-star response for Panda X. This is what they needed. Again, we don't know what happened in that offline match because, well, it was an offline match. We got crazy matches on our stream. We can't watch them all, but Panda gets on the board with a 3-star, and they look like they're back on track here. Obviously, we don't know what happened, but I'm assuming they just were off their game.
Yeah, something. I have no idea. But, I mean, they, over the course of the previous, was it 6 wars? They put up 64 stars there. So, like, they're putting up some pretty good averages there. What does that put us at? 13 stars a war, roughly? So, I feel like that's the mark that Omni needs to be reaching for here, because I think Omni was actually running a 69 out of their first. So, they had, like, 5 more triples, and that puts them up to closer to, like, a 14-star average. So, I mean, Omni is, in my opinion, the favorite to win it, and they're the team that, if they win it, then we end up with the crazy tiebreakers. So, this is a very, very impactful match for them, but with both teams having a triple on the board, we start off tied, and it's anybody's game from here.
Didn't Omni put up 14 in their offline match? So they're continuing that high star count. And with Underworld X, they were one of the lower star counts, but they had that higher record. Really, they have to win this. If they go to 4-3, they're really flirting with being eliminated, even though they're at 4-3.
Imagine going into week 4 as the number 2 of the 8 teams on the boards, and then now being threatened for a potential elimination, because like all their final matches here, like against all the teams that are in the middle of the pack. And so every loss here is another lost head-to-head match. And so, I mean, they got some pressure on. Like, they had a strong first half of the challenge season here, but they really need to hold it together here. But it is going to be TJ2 going in for Omni as we drop in a Super Archer bomb again. And not invested in the Warden to deliver it right there. It looks like he's able to get the Town Hall down there, no issues, and almost able to strike through the Town Hall and get that other multi-arch tower. But he will get the one on the left there, that other one on the top, and will stay alive, and the Battle Bills will repair it. But a good value would be to get the Monolith here, but I don't think he's going to get that. But he did get the Town Hall. That's his most important thing. And because he was able to deliver the Blimp without investing the Warden, he will have tons of extra protection on the backside.
Eric, if this war continues the way it's going with all these blimps, there could easily be a simple mistake. All it takes is one little thing, especially since a lot of times when you're using these Root Riders with the blimps, you're not using the Warden ability. The Warden is way more important to be on the Root Riders. So all it takes is going to be one of these blimps falling short if we continue to see these Super Archer, Super Minion blimps. Obviously, both these teams are well versed, but just something I want to point out in case that does continue throughout the war, keep an eye on these entries of the blimps. But now the Roots are going to keep surging forward here. One downside of using that Super Archer blimp, now he has no spell support, and he also doesn't have that Rage Gem in there, so it's going to be a slow trek, but he can still get through here if he keeps everything up.
I was a little bit concerned about where the Road Champion is going, but she was chasing down like ground skellies or something like there, and she ended up backtracking a little bit there and avoiding the shots for the Monolith, and she just ended up rejoining with everybody else there. Now they pushed her the Monolith, easily take it down. RC now behind the Root Riders instead of out in front. She does not want to lead the charge there. She's not in charge of leading the charge. She's in charge of getting behind the Root Riders and just getting as much damage output for as long as possible, just avoiding all confrontation with the Spirit Fox. She's the ultimate introvert here, and that's why she's so good at Clash of Clans, right?
Eric, I called this a slow trek, but look at the time. He's still got plenty of time on this. Sometimes when you pair that Super Archer blimp where you're investing all those invis, remember, an invis is 4.5 seconds each one, time becomes an issue, but this one was just so well done by TJ. 44 seconds left on the board, and it's another 3-star for Omnipotence. They know what's on the line here in week 4, and they've came to play and try to secure their spot into the challenge finals.
Really like this attack, though. I like the Root Riders. I like when, like we saw that other Super Archer attack that didn't use Root Riders, but if you use the Root Riders, they just get the value for the heroes. It opens up the base. They provide the tanking, and when you add that with a ward ability to get the protection, and then also get the King to get the surge forward there into the Giant Gauntlet right after the Warden ability, Turtle Tome wears off, like he just gets out there in front there and tanks for days and gives so much more value for everybody else to keep on marching through. But TJ makes quick work of that base there, and now I guess the pressure's over. We're gonna see what Underworld X can do, and I mean, I'm a little nervous for them. I'll be real, I'm a little bit nervous after we saw their overall lower star counts there compared to Omni and the importance of this match.
Yeah, so overall lower stars, and their record means their defenses are holding, but we're seeing that Omni is breaking through their defenses, so that lower star, higher defensive rate isn't really factoring in here as Omni is responding to the call. So now we have to see if Underworld X can keep up with a team like Omni, who's putting up 3-star after 3-star.
Yeah, I mean, Omni's a very, very solid team. Like, we even saw from the interviews with the players that people were calling out Omni. Like, that's the team that they expect to make it through. And if that's coming from your opponents, then, I mean, you know that you got a strong roster here. But, I mean, you're so high in the ranking there going into the day. Like, you got to be able to just ride that momentum and ride it into this day here. And they kind of lost that momentum. And so I guess we're going to find out what happens right here as Loki goes in. It's going to be Root Riders and Valkyries maxed out on the Giant Gauntlet right there. And it looks like some high-level Queen equipment as well there, but he does go ahead and bomb out the Town Hall there with a Yeti bomb. Gets the full Clan Castle pull there, but doesn't seem to get a whole lot extra out of that. But I mean, there's still some really good blimp value over there. And now the Root Riders can attack opposite the Town Hall, just dropping it all into a pile. Just pile it all in. Root Riders can actually be quite strong with this setup. But the downside is, and really the main thing here, when we put in the Valkyries with the Root Riders, we want the Valkyries to be spread to the sides so that the heroes don't end up walking. And this King has walked out the top side there. The Queen staying in the middle there, but the King has lost value by going out of the base, and we'll see what he does up there ultimately, because that could be a lot of tanking there that was lost from the main pack.
King does go to ability there, using his Giant Gauntlet to surge ahead. Royal Champion and Queen are kind of paired up there, and the roots have faded for the most part. We have 3 roots down there on the bottom, but they're not really providing any tanking or breaking any walls for this Queen, so she's going to kind of get stuck here as that Monolith is going to target and deal some damage to her. Out of spells now here for Loki X as he looks to surge through and respond with a 3-star of his own. King now going to pick up some tanking for the Royal Champion as she goes invisible, but keep an eye on this defensive King. We still got some roots at the bottom. This is coming back together. He does have an army camp up at the top if time becomes close.
Yeah, it looks like the Rage Gem doing some work here. The Royal Champion will step over with the Warded and the Root Riders there, making so that she's getting Rage, and the invisibility is going to go off here, but he needs to have this invisibility go off at the right time to make sure the Royal Champion does not get targeted by the King. That will be probably the deciding factor of this, and she disappears. She locks on Rage Gem booster damage, and the Root Riders tank all the way to the finish here. It was looking a little dicey, but you come out the back end, and you got a swag Royal Champion ability and a swag Queen ability. Valkyries are back, baby. Root Riders bringing it back in the meta.
All right, time for me to try some Valks in Legends League. I've been using Roots with Electro Titans, but I kind of like what I'm seeing from these Root Riders with Valkyries. That army camp up there at the top that I pointed out, oh, actually, the army camp went down. It's the Elixir collector. Luckily, time wasn't an issue on this one because he had no cleanup no cleanup remaining, really. So those buildings could have been an issue, but it was well timed out, so it wasn't an issue. Eric, we got 4 triples in a war. These two teams know they both need a win here. That's all on the line. Underworld X gets the victory. They lock in that spot for challenge. Omni gets the victory. And I mean, it's not locked in, but I feel like it's pretty much locked in for them.
I like this. I kind of like this spell lineup here. He ran 4 heal spells. He had no rages because he had the Rage Gem. And you could rage it. Like, obviously, a rage spell is going to be a lot more damage output than a rage gem would be able to provide. But I mean, if you're gonna run it like this, I mean, you could bring rage spells and then bring in a healing tome, I guess, instead as an alternative. But I mean, it ended up working out fine for him. So 4 heal spells is something you definitely haven't seen much of the meta there. But then again, Valkyries are the same way. But Valkyries are making a big comeback. I'm seeing them all over the place there when we pair them with the Root Riders. They're very, very strong. And even when we don't see them with the Root Riders, I've been seeing a lot of people breaking them out there and having a lot of success in general with just mass Valkyries.
Yeah, I mean, we don't really see super Valkyries, but the Valkyries alone are doing really well. And it seems like that healing tome or rage gem, it almost feels like a personal preference thing. We saw there the rage gem with the healing spells, or we see the healing tome with the rage spells. It kind of works out both ways. Now we got us a tied war on our hand. All right, Eric, we were in this position last war. 4 triples in a row. We said, who's going to make a mistake first? We're in that same situation. One little slip up could cost either of these teams a war. Hopefully I didn't jinx it again because literally the next attack was a miss.
Yeah.
Sorry. Who attacks next? Oh, Omni. Sorry if I jinxed you, Omni.
All right, well, let's see what happens here. Troy Gomar in with Super Bowlers. He's going to make the long haul across the base here to the Town Hall as he sets up with a Warden Walk and a Flame Flinger. Instead of Flame Flinger selected right now, looks like he's just testing for traps in the top corner there as the Warden makes his way forward. I'm kind of surprised. No, just kidding. I'm not. I was going to say that he wasn't running a Rage Gem onto the Warden to do the Warden Walk to try to get the extra healing output from the healers. But in a Super Bowler attack, we tend to want the Healing Tome to be on the Warden so that we can make sure that we stay alive, because we are stacking into the Rage, just like that last attack there where we ran the Rage Gem with all heal spells. Now we want to have the Rage spells and we want the Healing Tome. So just alternating around the equipment there, but look at the Warden makes his way forward there, and he can invest a Rage into him if necessary, or freeze, or I guess he has his options there, needless to say. But he does go ahead and get that Expo down. Funnel set. Yeti goes in the very top of the base there to taint the Expo for the Flame Flinger. And here goes the Super Bowlers charging forward into the base.
He did a good job delaying his Flame Flinger. He didn't put it in right away. That way he didn't get too far ahead and get that Expo locked onto it. Now the Expo go to the middle, lock onto everything
perfect
else.
timing.
Yeah, really nice timing here. Jump spell will give him access to the middle. He'll have one more jump spell over the Clan Castle to get to the Town Hall. And this is how Super Bowler Smash is supposed to work. Keep an eye on these triple Ice Golems, though. If there's too much damage, it could be an issue. But as long as he's got the healer swap and the Rage is down, he should be fine. Oh, look at that. So much bullet bounce value.
Yeah, but also a lot of value for these scatter shots to claim a lot from the flanks, and he can't really reach them. He's got the Flame Flinger making its way forward into the top side scatter shot, where our champion's diving into the bottom side scatter shot, and everybody else is just going to charge their way through the middle, and he's just got to stay under Rage here. Got to be able to sustain the damage and survive. So healers under Rage here are very, very critically important, but Invisibility Tower goes off of the backside, steps in the Monolith. He does get the bottom side scatter shot down. Top one's being worked down right now, but he's outranged it now, so looking pretty solid there. Queen will step up and get that Expo off of him, and he's looking very, very good right now. It looks like Super Bowlers are quickly charging through the back end here, and the World Champion now wrap around the rest of the defenses. He's got it. This is looking crushed. It's another triple for Omnipotence, and we'll put the pressure back over to Underworld X.
Super Bowler Smash, a classic at Town Hall 15. We don't see it a ton at Town Hall 16, but against this style base, these boxy style bases, this is what was used to crush those bases often at Town Hall 15, and we see it right here at Town Hall 16 be just as successful. It's a beautiful 3-star for Troy Gomar, and that's 5 in a row in this war. Eric, what's up with our on-stream matches? These teams have came to play.
Absolutely, with 5 triples in a row. I mean, you got to keep that trend going here, right? We gotta push to that double perfect. I mean, it's rare. It's very, very rare that you get through a whole war there without anybody making any mistakes. But right now, they're on track for it. And with this war being so incredibly important, where the winner of this match will likely make it through to the challenge finals, and the loser would potentially get eliminated, it is so much to play for, and like you're looking at a massive prize pool if you make it a challenge compared to just making it just short, like 5th place here in the challenge finals here, or whatever we are right now, challenge season. Snapdragon challenge.
I'm looking at our standings here. The loser doesn't necessarily eliminate it here, Eric, because if Underworld X loses, they fall to 4 and 3. If Omni loses, they fall to 3 and 4. But remember, we stay active sitting at 3 and 3. They play SE Esports, who's undefeated. That's going to be a tough war to win. And then our final matchup, Method Madness, sitting at 3 and 3, has to play United Gaming. So we could easily see a couple teams at 3 and 4. If Omni loses this, I don't think they're out.
All right. I mean, but the downside is you're losing the matches that could be your tiebreakers.
Right.
All right, well, we'll talk about that more in a minute.
There's so much on the line this week.
All right, Underworld X now going in for the 4th attack. Pressure's on now as Amaksu is in with a Root Rider attack with a bunch of lightning here. Just starting off with lightning. Using it to take out the multi-archer tower, the monolith, the poison tower, but also waited for the defensive World Champion to step into position, and then a Hound with a couple of balloons there. Not wasting the value of the Hound there as it searches for traps in the area, and the balloons will just go ahead and clear out that corner. Look at all the red air bombs that just went off in that right-hand corner. Like, Omni is trying to bait a Queen Charger of Warden Walk on these corners, and Underworld X is just not falling for it.
Omaksu is one of my favorite pickups for this Underworld X team. Picked up a couple seasons ago and just a really solid player. Very offensively proficient in Lalo, but we see it here with the Root Riders as well. Roots are going to go ahead and charge through here. The bottom of that base is really well dug out. All that's really down there is an air defense that really isn't going to deal too much damage to a ground-based attack. Root Rider's going to open up the base. Here come the Clan Caps troops. There's a bunch of archers with a couple ice golems. Not a major threat there. It's just going to stall things up a little bit. But keep an eye on that king. He pops to the outside, and he's kind of getting ahead. So he's going to lose a little bit of tanking with that king surging forward.
I feel like he needs to get a wizard into the right. There it is. Okay, I was about to say, we need to start getting the cleanup movement on the right side there. So can't get too focused on everything going to the left there. You got to make sure that you're managing all parts of the attack at the same time. But the king's doing a fantastic job of clearing that left side. But he's on the outside, unfortunately. He's going to get joined by the Road Champion as the Ricochet Cannon is able to take him down. And I guess the Road Champion will try to power through those defenses. But that left side is very, very dangerous. And he's kind of lacking in that area right now. And that could be the difference of the attack.
Yeah, I'm a little bit worried about it. Real Champion does have the Spirit Fox, so she will be able to go invisible. There she goes, invisible right there. Queen is working down here at the bottom side. She still has ability. She'll be able to take out that defensive king. Honestly, he's thinned out that left side, Eric. I think he's fine over there. If Queen can search through, take out the king, I think Omaksu's fine here. This is going to be another 3-star for Underworld X, and we're going to be all tied 9-9 after 3 attacks for each squad.
Wow.
Well executed way to bring that one in. I was a little bit worried about that king getting out front, but the World Champion with Spirit Fox, too OP for the Ricochet Cannon to handle.
That was very, very dangerous at the end there. I was worried about that Road Champion, but the Spirit Fox just kept on giving her protection all the way through. And like it's very similar to what you see when you have the Diggy, where the Diggy's taking stuns, because you just disappear and then they can't target you, and then you end up taking down defenses as you approach them. But if that Spirit Fox goes down early, that's where I tend to see the Diggy outperforming. But he was able to have the Road Champion have that Spirit Fox survive long enough and just stayed in the right spot there to get him through, and just made it for the king not to be able to get a lot in that corner as he wrapped around. Just get a little bit of tanking though. But I mean, after the initial setup right there with the right side of the base there being taken out there by his initial drop, he did a pretty solid job of setting this attack up here, and he's rewarded with a triple for it. So, I mean, a solid performance here. I mean, we're sitting at 9-9 right now. We got 6 triples in a row, and we continue to push until somebody makes a mistake or we end up with a double perfect war.
Yeah, and if we do get to that situation, remember, guys, goes to stars. If it's double perfect, we're going to be tied at 15, 100%, because percent is the next qualifier. After that, we go to time. Now, we still have 4 attacks, still a lot of war to be played, but just letting you know, just in case you're just joining us and missed it earlier, that is how this war will be tie-broken in case we do get to that position. But we still have 4 attacks. These 2 teams are firing on all cylinders. Really, none of these attacks have been overly close. So we had a few close calls, but realistically, got through with plenty of heroes up and plenty of troops remaining.
I mean, we're seeing a lot of swag on top of that. I mean, just swag hero ability here and there could be the difference of whether you would have had the extra resources to make it through or not. But let's keep these triples rolling here. Jack is in for Omni, and no mistakes yet so far this war. Giant Gauntlet on the King, Invisibility Vial on the Queen, and then the Warden looking like he's running the Healing Tome. And so if we're running the Healing Tome on the Warden, and we're gonna invest a Blimp right out of the gate here, then I would anticipate the Blimp is not gonna take the Town Hall. That's intended, but maybe would want the Town Hall to go down to the Lala. Like usually if we're going through the Town Hall takedown, then we want the Healing Tome to heal us back up there. But if the heroes can just get the Town Hall down, then maybe you can use them to get through the poison towers on the backside. Healing Tome would definitely be clutch against those.
Yeah, okay, I see it. Let's see what he does with this Queen Church, because it can go a couple of different ways. He does have 4 wall breakers, so he's got a lot of depth that he can use on this Queen Church. He's got a Ranger up, though, is that multi-arch tower is dealing out a lot of damage and dealing damage to that Unicorn as well. Baby Dragon up top just setting a little bit of pathing, setting up a little bit of funneling. It's all going to be decided on where these wall breakers decide to open up. I feel like they would surge in to the Town Hall compartment if he puts him closer to that corner at 3 o'clock. If he wants him to go up top, he can probably make that happen as well by putting him in with the King. So I think maybe he's going to try to have this Queen surge up top here, or does he want the King to surge up top? I'm still confused. All right, here comes the wall break to the Town Hall.
Yeah, he's got the wall breakers that opened up across the top there for the King, and that means that the wall breakers would target the right walls, regardless where he deployed them for the Queen. And so now she can transition over the Town Hall compartment, and the King will actually get the Clan Castle pull You keep it distracted at the right time here, though, because this queen is veering up to the top side of this compartment here, and Clan Castle troops may encourage her to circle around here. I'm a little bit concerned, but she turns back, and looks like he'll get the Town Hall down here before he engages onto anything else in the area there. Hopefully he's going to ground skill. He's okay, all right, well, Town Hall is not going to go down just yet, but he'll be stuck at all the ground skills, on the king, on the ice golems, and he'll have to pick it up afterwards. But Queen is handling that fine, and it looks like she's going to have enough HP, but just in case there, you'll pop that Queen ability and make sure that the Town Hall goes down with the Eagle Artillery Strike.
Eric, his headhunters, he was late placing his warden, and his headhunters got destroyed there. I don't know if the scatter shot hit him, but something destroyed the headhunters, so that Queen is staying up here. That could be a costly mistake, as that Queen is just dealing so much damage here. His Queen goes down. Now he's not got enough power through the backside of the base. A little mistake. We've talked about it time and time again. One mistake could cost you the war, and those headhunters might be that mistake.
All right, well, the Road Champion working on the Multi-Inferno here. He's going to get one of the Ricochet Cannons down. That'll take some of the damage off of the Road Champion. She's making her way forward. There goes Invisible. Gets into the Eagle Artillery, but there's a lot of fire on the backside. 2 single Infernos. The Queen on defense is still standing. He's got Ricochet Cannons up ahead here, and he cannot take the heat. Jack has the first mistake of the war, and Underworld X definitely with a major sigh of relief right there as we finally see somebody slip up, and that might be their ticket into Challenge Finals if they can get the response here and get the lead.
Oh man, what a heartbreaker. He was just off by a few, not even a few seconds, just a split second. He needed to have the Warden, and watch this. The Warden ability does not protect the Headhunters, and they just got taken out right there. There was 3 Headhunters that went in for the Queen. Queen stays up and just costs him this attack. It still might have been close, but he would have had some balloons surging forward, but the Queen picks off the Warden, picks off those balloons, and it's a tough break, 87% for Omni. But like I talked about, we still have a lot of attacks. Underworld X still has 2 attacks also, so they can still make a mistake. This one is not over by any means.
But there were so many extra ramifications of the Queen lock onto the Warden right there, because after the Eternal Tome wore off, the Healing Tome was still active. But the moment that Warden gets picked off, then the extra 10 seconds or so of healing that he's going to provide to those balloons goes with them, and that made so that they didn't have the punch to get through. So that made a big impact right there on top of his damage output. But now, pressure's on now for T-King, as Underworld X has their opportunity. Go with a Rage Gem on the Warden walk. Lightning taking out the Invisibility Tower and the monolith right there, sorry. And it looks like he will go ahead and, I guess, set up a Flame Finger to go in there and secure the talent takedown, because all the threats there are removed after he gets down this mortar. So the Warden Walk needs to get the mortar down, and then he can just sail that thing through and hopefully doesn't run into extra traps.
Yeah, I see what he's setting up here. I'm a little bit worried. It's a tough grind through the middle of the space. Honestly, at this point, I'm just worried about every attack. There's so much on the line in this war. I'm worried about more Teslas popping up. That's what I'm worried about right here. Really might even be worth investing a balloon like in the middle of those 2 gold storages, because if 1 Tesla popped up, there's a good chance that there's more Teslas lining. Skeletons pop up. Watch the skeletons. Hopefully he sees it. Does see it. Barbs and archers are in, so they'll deal with that. But now he's pretty much set up, so he's going to pull that Warden away.
Well, Barbs and archers are going to clear traps.
Uh-oh.
Giant Bomb goes off on the Flame Finger, takes a double Giant Bomb!
Oh no.
Uh-oh. Oh no, Bash! That's a big blow right there, and that could cost him the Town Hall takedown. Watch that Town Hall. Watch that Town Hall. If that does not go down to the Flame Flinger, and the troops inside are not able to pick it up there, but
there's no builders on it, so the spirits will be able to deal damage. Ice Golem's on his
He's got it. He's got it. He's okay. He's okay.
He's fine. Ooh, it was close, but he's fine ultimately. All right, T-King for Underworld X pushing through here. Oh man, Eric, there's so much on the line. I'm really surprised there weren't more Teslas over there.
There was inside, further into the base there, but let's focus over to the right side. Balloons clear out all the red air bombs that were deep in the core of the base and clear the way for the healers. He's got that Rage Gem boosting the damage to everybody, but also boosting the healing output of the healers here and keeping it moving forward there. We're about to step into the backside of the base there, but they don't quite get the walls open there for the Queen to continue on. So she may end up looping around instead of stepping directly into the scatter shot right there.
Enemy Queen.
Yeah, again, engages the Queen, the Queen ability, but the Queen attacks the wall. She takes the final strike, she steps through, and she locks out of the scatter shot, and it's a very big deal right there.
Yeah, she gets the enemy Queen down. Ricochet Cannon is now dealing out damage. I think he's fine here, Eric. He still has World Champion Seeking Shield, not too many defenses up. Ricochet Cannon was the last major threat, and this one had a little bit of a scare, but T-King ultimately gets through, and it's going to be a 3-star for Underworld X. This will force Omnipotence into a must 3-star position, and then they're going to hope for a defense on the final attack of the war.
What was the percentage of the miss?
87.
87.
So it's kind of low.
It is. I mean, that is fairly low. Like you see, the average percentages for Channel 16 are tending to be a little bit higher. So if you go under 90% there, then you're kind of in a little bit of a rough spot right there. I feel like when we were in Town Hall 15, that an 80% on miss there was usually sufficient. But at Town Hall 16, I think you got to be pushing in the 90s at a bare minimum.
Like 93 at bare minimum, realistically, especially the way this war is going. I mean, we're talking about what, 7 out of 8 attacks are 3 stars. So really, you're going to need lots and lots of percent on this one. But ultimately, Omni has to get a 3-star here in the response. Now remember, even if Omni does end up losing this one, they're not technically out of it. They have a high star count. And if we end up with a few teams tied at 3 and 4, they could hold that tiebreaker. So there's a lot on the line here still. We still have 2 more wars after this, and I feel like it's going to come down to that last war with UG and Method to Madness. Method to Madness sitting at 3 and 3, so they could be one of those teams that potentially maybe gets to 3 and 4 if Omni loses this. Sitting there with the tiebreaker. There's, oh man, Eric, it's a crazy night. But Oscar Gonzalez is in, and it's going to be another Queen charge into Root Riders. Does have a battle drill selected currently. Obviously can always change that, but he's setting up the pathing and setting up to send the roots from the top side. Queen's going to go in here and take down the Town Hall, and then we'll have those roots kind of accompany on the top side and kind of guide her pathing.
Yeah, Queen will just get the multi-inferno down on her path into the base. Got a balloon going in to take the same path that the healers are going to take, or roughly the same, not exactly. So keep an eye out for traps in that area, because we've seen a lot of bases here trying to bait some Queen and Warden walks, and so I'm always on the hunt here for a red air bomb farm, and you got to be extra conscious of that and make sure you have some kind of cocoa loons or something down there to make sure that you're not going to walk right into a bait. But the Queen is able to easily march her way forward there, step for the Town Hall, and look at that wall that she was able to wall break through. Like, it's hard to sometimes identify when you have all these open corners where you can wall break and where you can't. And so you're looking for a wall that is at least 15 tiles long and has a building that is centered into it for the wall breaker to target. And so he did find a spot there. He does march his way through, and the Queen is able to pick up the good value that she's looking for. And Oscar Gonzalez looking pretty solid here as this Root Rider Forrest comes in for the top side and is looking to move smooth across the base there with the ward ability, giving him good protection and healing tome to keep him topped off afterwards.
Those battle drill was in there as well, popping up and stunning all those defenses. The Queen deals with the enemy Queen and the Monolith. The battle drill was going to pop up, and he's got a couple of Yetis in there that'll easily deal.
There's the red air bombs. More red air bombs.
Yeah.
More red air bombs.
Yeah,
okay.
I go down here, but the Queen did a lot of her heavy lifting. Obviously, he wants the Queen to stay up and get down to that bottom compartment, but he's got his King going to Giant Gauntlet now. He's still got the Royal Champion Seeking Shield, along with a Rage and 2 Freezes. So I think he's still fine here, even if he does lose those healers.
Yeah, I think they're looking to survive anyways. Lose another one to a black air bomb, but he's still got the bulk of them, throwing in wall breakers over to try to deal damage to the defenses as the Queen steps into the Tesla farm popping over there. But with the Royal Champion ability still on standby, he's got headhunters for cleanups, and the Goblins coming to the backside to assist with it as well. And Oscar Gonzalez does what he needs to do. But they have to find a defense here, and so it's going to come down to the final attack. They have a 14-star performance, a pretty solid performance here for Omni, but they have to find a defense, and it has to be an 86% or lower to be able to swing this war right now. So that's a very big ask right now with the way the Underworld X is playing this war.
Yeah, Underworld X has bounced back in a big way this war. We talked about it coming into this one. They scored 9 in their offline match, so I was a little bit worried. I'm not going to lie. I thought Underworld X might have been feeling a little bit of the pressure today, but we see that they respond really well. They're set up for at minimum a 14-star war. Well, I guess technically 13 if they 1-star. I guess technically they could 12 if something catastrophic. But they're going for the perfect war and looking to punch their seed into the challenge finals.
All right, well, it all comes down to this, ladies and gentlemen. This war will be decided by the final attacker from Underworld X. They don't have to do anything too crazy here. They just need to play it safe here. They need to make sure they keep the percentage high, don't end up with the 1-star. I mean, this is one of those moments here that defines a team, where you have these high pressure situations where your whole season could rely on the result of one attack. And this is that moment right here. So they make it or they break it. And if they break it, then they hopefully can win a tiebreaker and end up on top anyways. But their work is cut out for them, and we'll see what they can do here under pressure.
One more attack remains for this war. If it's a 3-star, Underworld X moves on to Challenge Finals. If it is a 2-star, 86% or lower, there's a lot that remains to be seen here today as we look to our last few wars and see how those play out. But Underworld X looks to put this one away right here. Also, hi YouTube. It felt like Eric was setting up a YouTube video right there. I'm just saying. Sam X is in, and it's going to be Queen Charge or some kind of charge into Root Riders. But check this out. 4 invisibilities. We could see a Blizzard entry here, or we could see the Real Champion kind of surge in and do the Spirit Walk that we've seen in the past.
Yeah, looks like we got the World Champion deploying in from the left side of the base, all the way in on her own, with Spirit Fox going ahead and making her invisible. She comes out of that invisible. Oh, man, he's making a mistake there. He was invisible at the same time as the Spirit Fox was making him invisible, so he'll come out of it. He's off on his timing right there, making some mistakes. But the World Champion keeps on moving forward there, and once again, he's got to get this invisibility timing right here because he ends up being invisible at the same time as his Spirit Fox was making invisible, so he didn't get a lot of value out of that. And so a mistake right there cost him some potential value, but he does extract her before she takes any significant damage, before she uses her ability, before she loses the Spirit Fox, and he can redeploy her elsewhere later on. But definitely there was more potential for that than he was able to get out of it, and now we'll see what he can do here because the funnel is very strong right now, so he achieved the function he was looking for.
Yeah, I don't think he was actually needing to get more than that. He could have, let's be honest, but I don't think he needed to. Look at this. Oh, short blip.
Okay, blips down early.
But the Town Hall, is it activated? Because the Yeti mites will pop over there. It is activated, but watch the invisibility tower. There's an invisibility tower there.
They're not going
the Yetis
for it.
are going back.
They're not going for it. Bash! He's in trouble. This can swing the war. What do you do? What do you do here? I guess you just keep on pushing the Root Riders, and you got the World Champion on standby. We got to get that invisibility tower triggered. We got to wait. There we go. She's redeployed left side there. The strikes onto the Clan Castle building. Get the invisibility tower to trigger. She comes off of that battle building, but she skips the town hall for now. She'll turn back first. She's under rage. We got ground skellies going her way. Go invisible. Go invisible. Go invisible. Go invisible. Right at the perfect time. She stays on the town hall. Pops her ability and then avoids the town hall poison as she chases the ground skellies backwards, and she gave him a chance here, but is it enough?
Well, remember, it's 87% to tie, 88% to win. Anything less is a loss for Underworld X, and this percent needs to climb up here. He's falling a little bit short. He's got a little bit of troops on standby. It's really all on the Queen here, but the Queen is nice and healthy. The bow's not locking onto her. Let's see if that bow locks on. It goes to another healer.
Yeah, no, this is
he's got percent here.
This is one of those situations where you have to be on comms with your team, because at this point he's probably shaken up here. He's probably panicking a little bit, and you got to slow things down just a little bit here and talk to your team. Find extra buildings. We got 6 to go to get to the mark that he needs to get. There's 82. We got to hit 87 for the tie. There's 84. 19 seconds and climbing. He's pushing towards the victory. There's 85. There's 86. There's the win! Underworld X barely pulls it by with the skin of their teeth there, and they are the next team qualified for the Snapdragon Pro Series Challenge Finals.
Wow. I mean, Eric, that was way, way, way close. It's 92. 87 was the tie. I think I misspoke there. 87 was the tie, so he needed 88. But 92% will get the victory. Underworld X will move on to Challenge Finals. But that brings Omnipotence down to 3 and 4. So they're going to be looking for some help in our next 2 wars. We stay active going up against SE Esports, sitting at 3 and 3. And also Method to Madness going against United Gaming a little bit later, sitting at 3 and 3. But also United Gaming sitting at 4 and 2. If they lose, they'll be at 4 and 3.
My heart rate is going so high right now. It's about to beat out of my chest here. Like I was panicked right there. That town hall barely went down right there when the Royal Champion was just walking on by there. Invisibility Tower trying to cause trouble. That was an insane, insane finish right there. there, just barely scraping by. Just a couple of buildings difference is all that decides this war. And that feels like how the previous war was as well. Just a couple of buildings, a couple of small mistakes there ended up costing him everything. And he just kind of walked right into a bait right there. He ended up losing that blimp, missing the town hall. But guys, we still have 2 more wars on our schedule for the night. So don't go anywhere. We're going to take a short break. You're watching the Snapdragon Pro Series.
The Snapdragon Pro Series powered by Samsung Galaxy is brought to you by Snapdragon Elite Gaming, Samsung Galaxy S23 Ultra, Monster Energy, DHL, and the U.S. Air Force.
All right, everybody, welcome back to the Snapdragon Pro Series, where we just watched a very close and very important war between Omnipotence and Underworld X. Both of our teams coming out with 14 stars, which means in the end it had to come down to percentage. I don't think we've seen that yet so far this season. Is that the first time we've gotten that on stream?
On stream, yeah. We had that 114 of 14.
Yeah, but that was an off
It was like the same buildings, I think. I think it was 4% also, so crazy.
That was 0.4% for that one.
Oh, yeah. Well, it was off stream, so we didn't see it.
I mean, we had a very strong, and there's okay, there we go, Eric. This is the number I was asking Eric during the break, was what the total percentages were at the end of it all. I think you figured it out right there at the end. You got the math right.
Yeah, I'm smart. I do. I'm really good at Clash math there. It's different from Bash math, though. It's usually correct.
Were you asking me for percents during the whole war?
No, don't worry about that.
Please don't ask for any information, sir. What a war, though. 14-14. These two teams laid it all out there. Omni's still alive, though. Even though they're at 3-4, I think they're still alive. Underworld X obviously moves on to Challenge Finals. But these next two matches ultimately decide, well, they decide a lot, really. I mean, we could have a three-way tie for 4th place here when it comes down to the end of the night.
Yeah, it's insane here how close it's been, and it just shows you how competitive these teams are. But even the underdog teams, like you saw what Push got 15 stars in their offline match there, like they didn't make it through. They're down at the bottom of the boards there, but everybody playing very, very well. We're seeing some insane scores on every single match.
And that, you know, it's hard even calling them an underdog when they were at the bottom of the leaderboard, but had some of the most stars throughout the entire season that we'd seen. We will keep driving home just how close the competition has been this whole season so far, because the teams have just kind of put them all at a very, very similar level, with the exception of SE Esports, who's going to be in our next match. War number 3 is going to be between We Stay Active and SE Esports. Let's start talking about this one, because this is very important. Obviously, SE Esports, our undefeated team at the top of that leaderboard. We Stay Active, they need this win if they want to make their way through, if I'm not mistaken here, Bash.
Maybe.
Can they not at this point?
I don't know what their star total is.
Okay.
Were they one of our teams at 69? Because
Possibly.
because they put up 14 against UG. They could be really right there with Omni. If they lose this, I think it's going to come down to the stars. I don't know who has the tiebreaker over Omni. Oh my goodness, there's so much that goes into this already.
Yeah, they're currently sitting at 3-3 right now. So depending on how the tiebreakers work out there, I feel like they give themselves the best chance possible. They just need to break the win streak of SE Esports and just show them that they can play, which we already saw them play today. We already saw them put up a very, very strong fight against UG and barely slip down, but now they're in a rough spot there because of that loss.
Yeah, and I mean, we'd say break the win streak. SE, it's not only that. SE's lowest score is 14.
Yeah.
So you know you have to come out and pretty much put up a perfect war to hang with these guys. It's no easy task. This roster is stacked. They've put together some of the best players in all of NA, and they're looking to go back-to-back for championships.
I was looking at the star count for them when we saw the star table at the start, and they were sitting at a 73. And a 73, if that, for context, the maximum possible that you could have after the first 6 wars would have been a 75. So they have only missed twice this entire challenge season, and I believe both of them were time fails.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure that's accurate. That seems right. Yeah, they're playing on another level, and We Stay Active. I mean, We Stay Active hung there with UG. It was really just that one mistake. What was it? 5 archers? Is that what we said? 5 archers was ultimately that mistake. So We Stay Active has to stay on their game, get to 4-3, and give themselves a chance to move on to Challenge Finals. I'm really interested. I mean, there's so many different ways these last 2 wars can play out and our finals can play out.
Yeah, but it's not only that, but like SE Sports is not only putting up high scores, but they got some creative, fun attacks to watch as well. And so like they're not just winning, they're doing it with style. They're showing off a little bit there. They're breaking out some unique attacks, some new things that we've never seen. And so they're a very entertaining team to watch, on top of being one of the highest scoring teams in this entire competition. And with the roster they put together, I'm not even surprised.
Yeah, oh man, there's so much on the line on this one. I just keep looking at my rankings and just imagining how everything's playing out here. Obviously, if we get to that 3-way tie, that's when stars come in. But if we end up with like 2 teams at 3-2, it's going to go to that head-to-head. I don't have my notes from it, but I want to say We Stay Active beat Omni. So if it is that 2-way tie, that could be the tiebreaker. I mean, we'll see. Obviously, our admins and everyone, they'll actually know. I'm just kind of educated guessing here, you know?
It's because it's that difficult, because that's just how good everybody really has played this season so far. Our 3rd match is going to start here in just a few moments, but I think that means we have a little bit of time. Chat, I want to get your thoughts. Again, we're going to get them all day on who you think is going to be taking home war number 3. Do you think SE Esports will remain undefeated, or will We Stay Active surprise them with the last match for SE Esports of the season? And then I want to hear from the guys your thoughts, like mini predictions. First prediction, do you think SE Esports will go flawless in this? 2, if they don't, will We Stay Active match them at like 14 stars? And then are we going to percentage again?
Well, I feel like not only does SE Esports have phenomenal attackers, but they also have some of the best base builders in North America. And so their bases are holding strong as well. So like, even though they are just completely dominating on offense, they're also doing really, really well on defense. They are winning on all different parts of these matches. And so I think that they do actually hold them back there from the perfect war. I feel like that We Stay Active needs a perfect war to be able to have a chance to beat them, but they're going to have a tough time beating the bases. I'm calling a win here for SE. It's really, really hard to vote against them right now, but We Stay Active is in a fight tooth and nail, so I feel like they're still going to put up at least 13, 14, but I don't think they'll get a perfect war.
Yeah, I agree with that. I'm going to echo it. I'm going to say SE Esports gets a perfect war. We Stay Active not able to keep up. But we are underway. It's We Stay Active versus SE Esports. So much on the line for this We Stay Active team as iStock gets us going here with a Root Rider attack as we take a look at the hero equipment here. But look at that healing tome, Eric. Only level 10. I have to see if that factors in. Look at those random Teslas up there as well. Yeah. All right. Interesting start here for iStock. Really interesting base.
Whoa. All right, Damien with an external Tesla farm with black arrow bombs inside of it. I mean, clearly he was hoping to maybe get a little bit of a bait for like a Warden Walk dropping out there or something like that, or a Queen Charge starting up there, but looks like our iStock is able to push his way through that, and more Teslas pop in that area there. I imagine there's a lot of traps up in that area as well, so if they're on the outside of the base here, then I guess we'll see if that ends up making so that he ends up saving a lot of troops here, because he's marching his way forward to the core of the base here. This is such a weird base. Like, I'm just looking at this base here, and it's just like, it's so out of the ordinary in its design that it's almost just thrown me off just because of that.
And I mean, really, maybe that's what SE is doing, just trying to throw things off.
You see all the traps going off the top corner there. He dropped in a balloon up there, and he hit a whole bunch of red and black air bombs.
Yeah, I mean, that was obviously baited for some kind of entry up there. Luckily, he missed it with his Queen Charge, but keep an eye on those healers. As the multi is on him, those Root Riders need to speed up a little bit to protect those, or get the Queen's Root Riders out of harm. Healers out of harm. They're dead. Root Riders didn't get there. I don't know. Eric, it's chaos.
Yeah, I told you that this team has some crazy bases here, and you're seeing it right here. I mean, creative base building, just kind of messing with the head of the attacker. I mean, you see so many bases that are relatively similar in design that when you do see these kind of off-the-wall ones, it does throw people off here because they're not used to fighting this style of base, and they have to then pick the base apart there based on what they're seeing, and sometimes it can be a little bit more difficult than fighting a more cookie cutter style base when you're going after a relatively similar or relatively familiar lineup here. But he's actually doing pretty good here if he can get this multi-inferno down. RC is moving across the bottom of the base there. She can make her way into the ricochet cannon, and he does have a chance to pull through here. RC can finish this and clear out the defenses and then make her way up to the Tesla farm.
There's quite a few buildings here. Keep an eye on that storage, as that could be a factor. You might want to try to maybe get those sneaky goblins going in there. It's 30 seconds. I mean, it's going to be close. Royal Champion should have enough gas to get through here. It's going to be the cleanup. Does he have enough? Did he deal with that Tesla farm up top? Did that get taken out with balloons or something up there?
Ooh, double giant bomb! And RC's gone! It's a defense! He's not going to make it through! And yeah, I mean, I guess he still has the Teslas up top there potentially to deal with as well, but he does not have his way to protect the cleanup here, and that Inferno stays standing. And I told you the Warden was working on that Inferno, and I'm pretty sure that is about to go down, but it does not. It stays standing, and right out of the gate there, the defenses from SE Esports hold. The bait was not coming into a factor there. Definitely had the potential to mess up an attack, but he still ends up finding other spots to defend, and he just ends up holding back there when I think those Queen's Healers went down. That was one of the biggest and most impactful things there, because he just kind of dragged the Queen past that multi-inferno, and you got to be really, really mindful of multis and healers.
Yeah, I mean, this base kind of felt like it confused him a little bit. I mean, you talked about it. It was very confusing looking at it, trying to break it down. Like, it almost feels like this is just a base like, oh, I just upgraded Town Hall 16. Let me just throw all the buildings on there. But really, that base had a lot of impact, especially there in the middle. That core was stacked, that Tesla farm up top for the bait. It all ends up working out, and that's what we talk about with SC. Yeah, they can put up 14 and 15, but their bases, they're not fun to attack. They are tricky and difficult to attack. BJG is going to look to respond here with a Zap Lalo, and he's been on fire with this attack. Let's see if he can get the 3-star to start off for SE Esports.
Driving in with the Lightning, almost gets the Eagle Artillery down, but it does get the Rage Tower, gets the Ricochet Cannon, and does get that Multi-Inferno, so lots of value to be had there. And the Eagle Artillery is not activated, but getting the Rage Tower out of the way there, very, very important, so that he doesn't have to deal with all the Rage defenses, and by the time he gets in there, the Rage will be faded. So it looks like it's starting to fade now, and now the heroes can make their way in, and they're not going to be dealing with as much damage as they otherwise would. But the King leads the charge there, getting out in front of... Oh, I don't know if I like that, because the King, he's got the Phoenix there, so the Ricochet Cannon is bouncing off of the King and was hitting the log launcher, making it so that it can throw less logs here, but he does get away from it now, but it does turn back, and he does have the troops dropping out right there, and the walls never even got opened up there, so he's going to have to power through the wall, and they kind of need to get that Eagle Artillery down. If they get that Eagle Artillery, then I think he's okay here, and I believe that he's going to end up getting that, but I'm not 100% sure right now.
He still has a couple Yetis in there with Yeti Mites. Queen also turned back. His King just dipped out of there. His King's over there on the top side of the base now. Queen does make the turn back, but is she going to have enough hit points?
She's going inside.
Oh, there's 2 Yetis in there. Okay, Yetis get the Eagle Artillery out. Now he's going to go ahead and send the Lalo right through the Town Hall. He does have a Rage spell for that, so he can Rage right on through the Town Hall and power in. King is still up there working. Also, we'll have the Royal Champions to be deployed, so this one's back on track for BJG.
Yeah, just got to get the Town Hall down here. That's his #1 priority right now. Freeze on the approach there. And here comes the Headhunters to get the defensive King out of the way. Does he have any other heroes he needs to deal with here? He does have a Queen on the backside, so he has to go through the King to get to the Queen. And so a nice barrier right there, but they power through the King, get the Royal Champion through safely, and they do have the punch to surge on past that, and they get the defensive Queen down. But look at what this King's doing. He's got the skeleton spell on the backside. The King comes off the top ropes and lands onto that scatter shot, taking it down, and he can now just coast his way into the Tesla farm. He's got a Royal Champion ability, so he can pop it and clear the most out of that, and I think it's going to be an easy walk in the park here to get it all the way through. Eric, and a BJG
Eric,
Baller.
is Royal Champion. Do you see her? Where's she at?
Wait.
Oh, she's on the bar still, bud.
Wait, what? Oh, what? He never deployed her? I thought she was in there. I saw the diggy movement, so I just assumed that she was in there somewhere. But yeah, she was never deployed. I mean...
Oh, SE Esports. We saw this last week where Jesus swagged out his World Champion. BJG said, I'm not going to be one-upped. I can do that to Jesus. SE Esports with the 3-star. This is why this team is so difficult. They're swagging full heroes on attacks.
I thought he had the Headhunters working with the Royal Champion as they went through the Town Hall there, and I thought that's why he put the Headhunters in there, was to get the King out of the way, to make sure the Royal Champion would stay safe down there on the ground. I just assumed that she was hiding under the blues down there and just doing some work, but apparently not. Apparently, he just never even deployed her, marches his way to the backside. I'm like, when's he gonna pop that RC ability, you know? I guess he could have popped it in the next attack when he deploys her eventually.
Yeah, I mean, honestly, that King kind of just lurked. He popped out of that Eagle compartment, went around, he cleaned up all those buildings and kind of lurked, and then he came in at the most clutch time to take out that scatter shot and just finish off that last compartment. I mean, it wouldn't have been close because he had a full another hero to be used if needed, but a very nice plan for BJG. And the Zap Lalo for SE Esports, they are loving this attack, and they are doing some really amazing things with it.
Yeah, very, very nicely done there. And I mean, that whole team is so good. Like, they have insane attackers all the way across the roster, and then they got insane bases as well. Like, they are stacked on every different part of what they need to be competitive, and that's why they're the top team in the league here. That's why they're the #1 team in North America right now, which is crazy to say, but they do have a lot of players that were on the roster when they were out in Seattle, and they won it in the last season. So let's see if they can do that same thing again here, and we'll see what We Stay Active can do to potentially stop it. But we got Caribou diving in with a blimp. The blimp gonna go in there and go out to the Town Hall. It looks like it's a super minion bomb. Needs to get the invisible tower dealt with there. Freezes it, and so we can lock directly on the Town Hall, and that's kind of rare. Usually you see people just let the invisible tower go off, go to some other targets, and then after the invisible tower is done, then we end up turning back around there. But I mean, I don't know what the right answer is here 100%, but he does get the punch into the model, but barely barely does not take it down. Leaves up the Expo under the drop zone. And Caribou might be in a little bit of a bind right now. I don't think he got the value he's looking for, and that's going to be difficult to recover from that.
Well, look at that compartment. He really just got the Town Hall, one of the battle builders, and then what was in front. Not much value there, unfortunately. I mean, he did clear out some of like the resource buildings and stuff like that.
Got the multi-archer tower.
Okay, multi-archer tower. That's what else we were looking at there. But I mean, really, if he gets the monolith, maybe that bow. Look at that bow. It's dealing so much damage to these heroes as they start to work in here. It's still fine. He's still okay. But the king going off to the right could cause some issues as well. This one definitely not going Caribou's way, but it's still okay. He's just got to surge forward here with the roots.
Yeah, that's the downside of when you don't break the ring of trash and defenses, because if you have an alternate path that does not keep everybody together there, then the king just gets dumped off to the left side there. And I mean, he's just running into a lot of problems. I have to wonder if he would have, instead of using the freeze in the Town Hall and the invisibility tower, if he just would have brought more invisibility, waited out the invisibility tower, and just gone after other targets and just stayed protected for longer. So, I mean, he's losing a lot here on the left side here. That monolith is doing so much work against him right now.
Well, he had another invis if he wanted to use it, but it's one of those tough decisions. I think you're right, though. If he lets that invis tower go off, he could have maybe been in a better spot, but everything is just fizzling out here. Queen is going to ability right there. Royal Champion is going to try to hang on here, but this is going to be another miss for We Stay Active. And these SE Esports bases are always causing problems for the opposing teams. Royal Champion is going to get the mono. She's going to spin around in the tornado, but there's definitely not enough fight left, I don't think anyways, to get through the back end of this base.
Queen Charge is hanging on there. The Queen is going to power through there, but the defensive Royal Champion engages his offensive Royal Champion right as she comes out of invisibility, and the mistiming on that invisibility just a little bit off there, and you don't really get to control that. The Spirit Fox is going to pop off its invisibility every 4 seconds and then turn on every 4 seconds, and you just have to have it line up right there, and this is kind of luck of the draw there, whether it goes off at the right time to give her the protection when she needs it, and sometimes it works out in your favor, sometimes it doesn't. This one leaving a ton of percentage on the board as he barely scratches across that 80% mark there on the dot, and it is going to be a massive, massive miss here for We Stay Active, and a critical war for them as well. I mean, I don't. You said that they could potentially find a way into the finals here if they end up losing this, but I feel like it's going to really hurt their chances here because you got so many other teams that could end up with a 4-3 record.
Well, I think that Omni might even be ahead of them in stars if it does fall down to a 3-4 team. But I mean, we're looking at SE Esports potentially being undefeated here. We got Underworld X already qualified at 5-2. We got UG sitting at 4-2 as well, with one more match to play against Method to Madness. So at minimum, UG is going to be at 4 wins. So that's our 3 teams right there at 4 wins or higher. And then Method to Madness, if they upset UG, they get to 4 wins, they're in.
I think if you are on if you're We Stay Active right now, that you literally have to find big defenses for the rest of the war. You have to win this one right now. I feel like this is your only ticket at a challenge. So Van gonna make his way for the next attack here, and they will continue their onslaught of offense. Remember, this team, for the entirety of the last 6 wars on their undefeated streak, have only missed 2 triples total, and those 2 were time fails. So this team is stacked, and they just do not let up on offense, and you really cannot let your guard down to him. And so I feel like We Stay Active is in a lot of trouble here, but Van making his way in here. Very, very solid hero dive in the bottom corner as he sets up for a lot of spell support to go in with his Lalo. But look at this King. The King was able to, under Giant Gauntlet, get that invisibility tower triggered. And now the Queen is set up to go in there and take the Town Hall down without any additional spell support. That works out perfect.
Yeah, really nice timing on there. Now the Super Minions are going to be poisoned. Royal Champion does go down, but he sets up really nicely here for the Lalo to surge through. And one thing about these SE Esports players is they are so well versed in the Lalo attack. We see them use it time and time again with a ton of success. Now this one's going to be a tough Lalo. He's got a lot of base remaining and not any hero support here. I mean, it's just going to be the Warden to support the Lalo, which is pretty standard, but no Royal Champion to a company like we see sometimes. but there's a lot of base remaining. And keep an eye on this backside where we have the multi-target Inferno, we have the Queen, the King, and the Royal Champion in there. So there's a lot of base. Let's see if Van can get through it.
Using the ward ability to not just protect the balloons, but also protects the Headhunters and the Ice Hound to go up to the top air defense. Ice Hound hopefully is in a good position there to pop and give some protection. Looks like the air defense up there is going to go down and push the Ice Hound across into the core of the base. So watch that Ice Hound. Single Inferno is burning up on it, and there's no more air defenses, so it ends up going to the right instead of crossing over to the left side. But the Multi-Inferno is not seeming to slow things down. He's got his Slammer open up with a Dragon Runner popping now, and he completely overwhelms the backside of the base there. And look at all the spells he has left over. He didn't just delete this base, but I mean, he's gonna not just remove it from ever wanting to be run again, but he has 3 freezes and another haste on top of everything else there, and he just leveled that base with the Lalo. And there's all the swag across the middle, and that's just his team in action once again. Another triple on the board, they're 2 stars up.
That's insane. Eric, if you give me that setup after the heroes, the same balloons, the same in any siege machine and Warden, I'm 78% 2-starring that. Van surges through, crushes that base. Really great use of the Headhunters to get in there and get the Queen, but also really great use of that skeleton spell on the back end to distract and allow these balloons to come in. SE Esports, so good, so proficient in Lalo, and that's what's setting them apart. They can just destroy bases, pick them apart, and come up with amazing plans like this. We've seen it war after war, and that's why they're on top.
Yeah, usually you see everybody using lightning to set those attacks up there, and that's why he has so many extra spells. He has so many spells to support Lalo because he didn't use any spells to set up the attack there. The heroes just dived in with just, I mean, it was just them. They don't have lightning removing internal threats there. They don't have lightning setting up for the Lalo later on. It was just broadside of the base there with Lalo after the heroes took out their primary targets, and you get a lot of spell support for the balloons, and you can see how it all went to work there. And it's not an easy attack. That's like one of the hardest forms of Lalo to do, because usually if you are able to do everything in advance and then have the Lalo set up there, then you don't have to manage as many spells there as you're making your way forward. And it does make the Lalo a lot less stressful because you have everything done on the setup and not while you have the chaos of the attack going forward.
Yeah, and definitely one of the toughest things to do. I mean, I would never even dare that. I could barely even try to do a Zap Lalo, let alone that crazy Lalo he did there. I mean, just managing the balloons is just so impressive. But We Stay Active is now behind by 2 stars and a ton of percent. And we talked about they're going to need to win this war. I mean, Eric, how do you win a war when a team rarely misses? And when they miss, it's just because of time.
Yeah, exactly. I mean, literally time fails were the only misses that they've had, and they continue that streak. They are, like, imagine going 7 wars at this stage of the competition and only missing 2 all the way through. And now you go into your final war here, and you're continuing that trend. And I think it might be one of the highest scoring seasons ever in Snapdragon history if they can continue that trend. But Jesus on defense, Lost are going in with a bit of lightning, and now we're going to see the traditional approach with the Lalo, using the lightning to set it up here. Flameflinger in from the right side, but if Flameflinger is being used, then he does not have a blimp to go secure the talent takedown, and that means the Lalo is going to have to go through it because he's using his heroes over to the far left side. So this is a difficult approach as well, but you can do most of the work on the setup here, and we'll see if the setup is strong enough to get the Lalo through.
All right, here we go. It's a big setup. It's a big commitment. Ooh, King goes to his Giant Gauntlet. He's going to search forward. Remember, when he gets that Giant Gauntlet, we haven't really talked about it, but he gets that splash damage in there as well, so he's able to splash through even over walls. Queen looks like she's going to have no problem taking down the Mono, and he's got a really nice kind of path carved out here for the Lalo, whichever way he decides to go with it. Royal Champion's going to come in here. If she can take down this Queen, it'll be amazing. And here comes the Lalo from the top side. Keep an eye on the invisibility tower as he works through it. That could cause some issues. He could freeze it, or he can just power right on through. Chooses to freeze, so we'll rage and then use the Warden ability to protect.
Needs another freeze though, unless he one-shots it, but he gets caught in the tornado trap. The freeze is gonna let up here. Need to get a blue to drop. He gets it on the crash damage, and he ends up taking the Town Hall down, but the Town Hall poison is gonna linger for a bit, and it looks like he's got a healing tome here, so he can soak the Town Hall poison, and he can get through. Hounds are bursting though, and no amount of healing there is gonna save the lava pups there, but the invisible tower goes off here, and he's skipping that area. Kind of in a weird spot right now. Balloons are able to get out of there, staying alive, but the defensive Queen is still alive on the back end of the base there, and she's going to cause some problems as the Warden is getting sniped off as the single Inferno stays behind him as he just walks on by it.
Now, triple Ice Golem slowed up. Was it a Root Rider over there? I don't know what was over there, but Defense. The Ice Golem holds it up, and it's another defense for SE Esports. How do you beat a team that has this good of defensive bases and is so good on offense? It's going to be really interesting to see how they do moving into Challenge, because we've seen teams go undefeated before. But when it comes to Challenge, we've seen kind of the opposite performance. When it gets to Challenge, it's a whole different ball game. But SE Esports looks untouchable right now.
Yeah, I was saying, like, they have such an insane offense, but you gotta hand it to their base builders because they're not letting anything through here. Looks like he will keep on marching forward to this single Inferno, and his Lava Pups are just definitely not going to have the punch to get by. And on top of that, the Invisibility Tower is there to defend it once again. But the percentage riding up here, and I don't know if percentage is going to play a factor in this, because right now they're falling really, really far behind. And SE Esports continues their reign of domination here as they look to eliminate We Stay Active.
Oh man, that's a tough one. We Stay Active with another miss. They haven't been off by much, but it doesn't take being off by much in this meta right now, and the way these teams are playing here on our final day of Challenge. 3 misses is just not going to cut it, unfortunately. And it's SE. I mean, imagine you're We Stay Active. You come into the day 3-2, but your remaining wars are UG and SE Esports. What a tough break for them that the 2 toughest wars, arguably, for them are at the end of the Challenge, at the very last week. What a heartbreak there.
And it just also just the stark contrast of seeing We Stay Active in their previous war when they were going against UG, where they put up 14 stars, barely missing the perfect war, and then they come here and they get shut down. And it just shows you the difference of a team that is able to adapt into the new base building meta and the teams who have not. And like you see as esports, like defining a new base building meta right here and just shutting them down every step of the way. So you really got to hand it to the base builders. But look at this, Damien is also going after the Lalo on hard mode. That's what I want to call this. Lalo on hard mode. He's going to go ahead and charge the Queen to go secure the talent takedown. And we'll see what he can do here with no initial setup, no lightning like we see so many people favoring when they do these Lalo attacks here, or Queen charge. And just going to go for the massive amounts of spells here to support Lalo. Just a couple skeleton spells to drive this road champion forward. But Town Hall, give him trouble here. That's fine. Freeze. Yeah, I think he's okay there. All right, Queen will turn back to it. He's got it under control.
Yeah, that was part of the plan the whole time. I mean, Lalo is already hard enough. Putting Lalo on hard mode, as you put it, Eric, makes things even more challenging. But look at this setup. I mean, it looks very similar to the setup from Van's attack, where he just carved out one side of the base. He's going to Lalo over the top of the other side. Now, one big factor, since the Root Riders are so meta right now, is these bows. Look at it. All 4 bows are set to ground. That means one of the biggest damage-dealing defenses in the game is going to deal 0 damage to your main force.
Exactly, but it does do a lot of damage to the heroes, and the heroes typically have to get a lot of value here, and even they were taking damage from the Expos. But once the heroes have completed their job, then you still got to watch out for Expos, because you still got to get headhunters into the base, and that's why the Warden ability with the Eternal Tome is able to protect them. They dive in, get the defensive world champion down, and at the start of the attack there, he got the Queen out of the way with his King, and so now he has no other reason to be on the ground there, and the headhunters end up drawing the Ice Golems out of the way, so we don't have them just popping randomly in the core of the base. But it looks like he's pushing to the backside here. He's got extra freezes, he's got extra rages. I feel like he can start looking for a spot to swag him, because they overwhelm another base, and SE Esports continue the reign of triples here as they go for another perfect war here in the challenge season.
This is crazy. Eric, I don't think we've ever seen such a dominant team in the Snapdragon Pro Series. I mean, we've seen some teams do some amazing things. I mean, UG in the past, Empire Gaming in the past, but none as dominant as this SE Esports team.
Yeah, they're playing really strong here, and on top of all that swag, he never even had a slammer open up there, so like, he's still got troops in there. He's got a bunch of ground scale. He's stalling up the cleanup a little bit there, and King over the right side, but obviously he's got more than enough to get through. But yeah, this team is so insane. Like, I'm just shocked how good they are. I've been saying that this SE Esports roster, with the base building team that they have and the players that they have on this team here, I think they've been playing under the name Veterans Alliance with a couple of small changes to the roster for the international squad. But I feel like they're definitely a team that could be competitive in the World Championship series this year. I feel like we definitely got to be keeping an eye out for them, because they could be a real contender for that.
One thing I want to point out, I mean, Damien was already a really proficient, really solid attacker, but in my opinion, since he's teamed up with these guys, he's only gotten way better. I mean, just having these kind of really strong attackers, some of the best attackers in all of NA, you're just going to learn from them. You're just going to grow from them. So we see that in Damien. We see that BJG. We see that. I mean, they're all really good attackers, but when you get them together and get those minds working and meshing together and coming up with these plans, it's only going to benefit you as a player. And we see that translate to the team doing really amazing things.
Yeah, and it's just, I just want to see if they can get over to challenge finals. Like, we know that they're already qualified into, but if they get to challenge finals and they continue this trend, like, we could be looking at our this season's champions right there. But obviously, once you get there, everybody steps up. It feels like every season, all the teams that are like, they'll just kind of maybe scratching their way through and barely make it into the challenge finals, into the top 4 there. They end up getting to the finals, and then they just step it up to a whole nother level, because that's just the way it goes. I mean, that's the way these guys are just so competitive in general across the board that we just see that happen over and over. But right now they're looking very, very hot. We have a very solid performance out of them, and now Franklin will move in for We Stay Active and see if they can find a triple right here, because down 3 stars after the first 3 exchanges, and they're just looking for anything in this war.
Yeah, really just something to kind of hang your head on. I mean, I really want to know what our stars are looking at, because I could really see for that 4th spot, realistically, I could see 3 teams sitting at 3 and 4. And out of those 3 teams, I feel like Omni is going to be the team with the highest star count, because remember, if it's 3 teams, I'm pretty sure the head-to-head doesn't matter. I think it goes to stars then. So we'll have to see how this plays out. It's all going to come down to that last war with Method of Madness and UG. But We Stay Active is going in now. Franklin looking to get that 3-star with the zap into Root Riders. He hasn't zapped yet. Maybe going to zap on approach. Here we go. Zap goes down now.
Good value.
Why did he wait so long there? Now he's going to have raged up Archer Towers.
Well, I don't know.
Or raged up multi-towers, Inferno Towers.
I'm not entirely sure there. Maybe it's just, maybe he didn't want the extra Quake damage. No, maybe the Quake was going to hit the Town Hall there. I don't know. Maybe he's trying to make so that the Battle Builders didn't have time to repair for any extra miscellaneous damage. And I mean, if the targets that you're zapping out there are going to potentially get repaired up afterwards, or the ones next to them, I mean, then there is some benefit to that. But it didn't really seem to slow him down there on his approach there, so it seems fine. But unfortunately, the core group here is dying out rather quickly. He's got the Warden on air right there, trying to do what he can.
Warden's on ground.
Or ground? Okay, I thought he was on air for a second there. I was like, what's going on with that? But yeah, it looks like he's got a little bit of a regroup over the right side, though, as the Queen steps away from the danger, regroups the Road Champion and the remaining Root Riders, and he does have a chance to pull through here right now.
Yeah, I think he's fine, because Queen's going to heal back up. Royal Champion will be invisible. She's still got Seeking Shield. There's not too many heavy-hitting defenses. It's really just the Teslas and that Warden pedestal there. But with the RC going invisible, he should be fine to pull this one through. We Stay Active going to finally get on the board with the 3-star. Not like what we saw from them earlier today. We saw them put up 14 stars, barely missing 15 stars, and they just struggle against SE Esports here. But it is a 3-star for Franklin, holding his head high for his team. It's an unfortunate break to go up against this team as your last matchup of Challenge, but you got to play everyone once. That's the rules.
That's right. And I mean, every triple here, like if you're saying if there's a chance that they could end up with a tiebreaker at a 3 and 4, if there's a multi-way tiebreaker down there at 3 and 4 that could potentially line up, then every single triple will be the difference there to give them a chance. So like, you got to get everything you can. Like, you can't give up here. There's any glimmer of hope there, you have to keep fighting for, because there's so much money on the line here, and the pricing steps up significantly once you get into the challenge finals from this stage of the tournament. So you have to fight to get there.
All right, Eric, I'm going to spoil a little bit here. I finally found what I was looking for. So if I'm right, Omni, when they played offline, they hit 14, right? Mm-hmm. They hit 14 in their match earlier. So they put up some pretty nice numbers. Coming into this war, coming into this day, rather, Method to Madness was actually up 66 over Omni's 64, but We Stay Active was at 63. So We Stay Active was kind of trailing there. And with them only looking like they're on pace for 12 here, they might be on the outside looking in, coming into that final kind of spot there.
Well, you know, okay, well, there's other things as well, because even if you don't end up with the top 4, the difference of prize money is different between 5th and 6th place. So, like, there's still money to be played for, so you still got to get any chance that you can to at least climb the rankings, even if you can't get in the challenge. But let's get into Peivu. They are going for 14 stars, or 15 stars here. They're going for another perfect war as Peivu dives in. And we'll see. I mean, the score says it's tied right now, but yeah, this is the 4th attack here for SE Esports, so they're looking to put up to 12 and sustain their 3-star lead. And I guess we'll see what happens here as Peivu dives in with a Queen Charge into Root Rider attack, going directly at that Town Hall. I love what this King did, clearing out the Sky to Shock Compartment, getting the defensive Road Champion out of the way. Or, excuse me, no Road Champion. There's, I was expecting Road Champion there, but she's not. She's over the left side.
All right, here we go. Diving in for the Town Hall. Should be no issues taking that down with the Queen Charge here. Peivu, I love watching his Queen Charges because he always does some really fun things with it. And he's always like under control of his Queen. Even this Hog Rider right here, trying to pull out the Clan Castle troops just a little bit early. He doesn't have another Hog. He kind of needed that Hog Rider to go to the bow, which it still might actually. That Hog is still up, yeah. I thought the Hog got targeted, but it didn't. Pulls out the Clan Castle so the Queen can deal with the rocket balloons and the super minions. Keep an eye on her, keep an eye on her. Ooh, she's fine, she's fine.
Crash damage landing down. Yeah, she's gonna heal her to Black Arrow Bomb. Heal's getting dragged through the Tunnel Poison. Tunnel Poison slowing her down right there. Pops her ability, finds the Tornado Trap, and it pulls her towards the Monolith. She gets the minions down, takes the Monolith down, and now she's looking a lot better off here, but run into some red arrow bombs on her healers, but still moving, still staying strong, and Peivu keeps it under control.
Alrighty, Peivu gonna look to keep the perfect streak alive. He still has Warden ability in tow. It's gonna go right into this Eagle Artillery. It's looking really, really strong. A lot, like I mentioned earlier, if you can keep that Queen Charge alive while the roots are working, you're gonna have a lot of success, and that's what he does here. Warden ability goes off, and he's gonna surge right on into all of these multi-target Infernos, the Ricochet Cannon, and check that out, the Battle Drill popping up, stunning those defenses as well, so he'll still have Clan Castle troops. This Queen gets ranged up. Can the Queen hang on? Oh, she's going, nice freeze. But he's still got roots, he's still got RC ability, he's still fine up here.
I thought his healers were gonna take a shot there from the scatter shot, but something was distracting off the left side there, and so as the Queen circled around, those healers right now are one shot from going down, and so if anything ends up hitting them, they drop, but he doesn't give up on the Queen Charge, and he had distraction for just a moment there for the scatter shot as the Queen looped around, and he does keep it under control there, and the Queen's healers survive, the Root Riders make it through, and there's more swag. I'm just curious, how much swag did they have during this war here? We're counting heroes, we're counting spells on every attack there, we're counting just random troops there. Like, they're just stacking in all the swag here. Like, they got a whole army by the end of this that they can send in and do another attack there just by all the things that they've just tossed into the middle of the base there at the end.
Man, this is crazy here. We stay active, going up against an absolute juggernaut. Let's be honest here, Eric. They hit a wall that is looking unstoppable. Peivu with another triple, and it is a perfect war thus far. One more, and they'll secure yet another perfect. What is that going to be? 5 out of 7 perfect wars in challenge? Yeah, that's crazy.
Yeah, they got, I mean, I think they, at this point, have already set the record by a long shot of the best performance in the Snapdragon Pro Series challenge phase that we've ever seen. But I don't know if anybody will ever be able to beat this, because this is insanity. Like, literally, this is their 7th war. This is their 7th war. They are undefeated, and they've had 2 time fails over the entire course of 7 wars right now, and they're pushing for a 5th perfect war right now. So this is one of the most phenomenal performances we've ever seen out of a team in this competition.
I think you're right, Eric. I don't know that we'll ever see one like this. I mean, everyone talks about, you know, Town Hall 16, the new meta, the new Town Hall, and it's really offensive based, but even with that, I mean, we see teams, we saw Underworld X put up a 9 earlier. Things can happen, whether it was a misplay or we don't know what happened there, but anything can happen, and one little mistake can really set things off. But we haven't seen that from SC. They've been really pretty much flawless. I don't want to say flawless because they have had 2 misses out of 7 wars. Oh boy. But they have just done some really amazing things. J-My is in though. Let's get back on track. Coming in with a super minion bomb maybe here? Super minion or super archer bomb? I think it's going to be
super art.
I think. No.
Oh, super archers.
I was like, is nothing, Bob?
Yeah, they looked like there was nothing out of there. Like it just took them a while to get that first shot off there. But now we see the super archers working through the area, quickly lock on and get the defensive or champion out of the way there. They can take out the defenses and then turn back around and get the defensive queen out of the way that they're standing on top of right now. Or maybe not. Or maybe they do. I don't know. Let's see. Yeah, they got it. Okay, perfect. And so they wipe out everything in that area of the base there, wipe out the entire top quadrant, get the full clan castle pull. And that's a pretty solid blip right there. And it invests a lot of spells, but he did not use the Warden to deliver that value. And now that Electro Titan can easily burn through those remaining clan castle troops, and the heroes are all set up here. You just need to wait and see which way the queen goes. If she goes to the right, everybody goes to the right. If she goes to the left, everybody goes to the left. And oh no, where's these healers going? Bash! What's the healers doing? They're chasing down the Electro Titan, and J-Mi's in a little bit of trouble here.
The queen was at full health and the Electro Titan was not, so the healers switch over to the Electro Titan, and now the healers are going to go right into an air defense and they're just going to be destroyed. J-Mi is under pressure. The queen is going to go to ability here from the single target Inferno. But look at this, those healers are just getting ate alive up there. They're going to have nothing left. The queen is still locked on by the single, so she's going to get taken down once she comes out of the Warden ability. She goes to her own ability. And look at this, double invis by the Town Hall. This is not secure by any means. This is crazy. And remember, Eric, every star matters.
Yeah, but with a double invisibility, he can't even freeze through it. Like, you would normally go to freeze the Town Hall with the invisibility tower, but with one on both sides, he doesn't have that option here, but he keeps on marching his way forward. He got one to pre-trigger. He'll freeze the other one. Town Hall's activated. Everybody turns onto it real quick. Does he get down fast enough? Invisibility tower makes it disappear, and it stays standing. They'll have to turn back for it. That means everybody's standing on top of it, and that blast is going to hurt here, Bash. There's the blast. Actually, okay, all right.
It's not too bad.
Yeah, he got it on the other side of it a little bit there, and he's able to get around some of the damage, but he does take a lot of losses on the side, and the Monolith is quickly claiming out the rest.
Jeez, man, these bases for SE Esports are just giving We Stay Active so many problems. It is going to be another fail here as the World Champion's going to try to do what she can, but she's under so much pressure. She does get down. The Monolith throws the Seeking Shield, but she'll get locked onto ultimately by that single. Could have maybe saved the Seeking Shield and maybe had a little bit more force to get through the single, but it's going to be low 80s here, and that's going to bring their total to 11.
Wow.
And that's not what you want when stars are going to matter here.
That is a heartbreaker here. We Stay Active came into the day on the top half of the boards there, and then they lost to the two biggest name teams in this competition, which is insane. Like, you have basically between SE Esports and United Gaming, you have the majority of the past players who have Snapdragon Pro Series championship wins. And so to go in today and have to fight both of those teams back to back there as your final two wars to decide whether you get through to the challenge finals or not it was definitely a big day for them, and they did so well against United Gaming. So for them to go into this match here and just get shut down so hard on defense after nearly getting a perfect war against United Gaming and still coming out with a loss there, I mean, it's just unfortunate, but it just goes to show you how dominant this SE Esports team is.
Yeah, that's a tough break, and I feel like our day is going to boil down to our last war. One way or another, the last war is going to be ultimately important as Jesus is going to come in with a patented Zap Walu for him. Let's see if he goes for a bunch of swag. We saw him do it last week. Ultimately, depends how the attack goes, but we know Jesus loves swagging out as much as he can. There's actually quite a bit of Zap value in the middle of the space, depending on which side he wants to go. With the bows and the cannons there, or the bows and the multi-target Inferno, the bows with the multi-target Inferno and a Rage Tower.
Yeah, there's
a lot of Zap value. He's got options.
Yeah, he definitely does. It is hard to get a lot.
Oh, he goes for the mono.
All right, he gets the sweepers with it though, so there's definitely value to be had right there. But the King found all the Teslas and the Grass Gillies there right as he deployed there, so he didn't get a lot of value, and the Queen took a lot of damage on her approach as well. So he does get through the Eagle Artillery, and at least got that out of the way there, but there's a lot in the core of the base there. Okay, look how he's kind of set up here. Like it's like he's formed the base into like an hourglass shape here, where he took out everything by the Eagle Artillery. He's getting the defenses down over on the Town Hall side, and so he's basically created a lane for himself there to deploy right through the defensive Queen or through the Road Champion, and then just march his way forward here. But I'm looking at the remaining air defenses, and I'm looking at the Hound pathing and how they're going to end up moving through. And the Hounds are going to be in a weird, awkward position as he makes his way forward. And I don't know if they're going to provide a ton of support here. I'm kind of surprised he went in from this side, considering that the air defenses are all opposite, and that does make the Hounds cross through. But I guess we'll see. I guess we'll see what he does here as he moves through with the ward ability active and the healing tome that'll keep him topped off for a bit afterwards.
Slight mistake though, he was a little bit late on that warden ability, so the headhunters got taken out. We saw that earlier, cost a triple, so the enemy queen stayed up, but his troops do power right on through there. He still got a headhunter, or not a headhunter, excuse me, a lava hound and a few balloons along with the royal champion yet to be deployed. The defending royal champion does go down. He's got a headhunter in there to support. Let's see if he throws in this royal champion or if he's going for full swag mode here. With the defending queen, it might be tough to get the swag, to be honest with you.
I think he can get it because the queen's kind of like off to the side there. I didn't even realize that she didn't go down, honest. But he got the royal champion, and that's where the balloons were. So I don't know how you start into the defensive queen and you end up missing her. But looks like Warden just sent in the Diggy to take a couple stuns. Gonna dodge around the defensive king there. A couple traps going off, and he's trying his hardest to just swag his way through. But a headhunter goes down as the royal champion dives through, and looks like he should be able to go invisible right here. Oh, no, maybe not. He's fine. He's fine. He got it down.
Yes,
he's got a triple. He'll swag the royal champion ability, but he definitely needed to put the royal champion in there to have a chance to get through, or maybe not. I don't know.
I don't even know if he did.
I have no idea.
But I mean, he's better safe than sorry, but it's going to be another perfect for SE Esports, but ultimately a perfect challenge season. They move to 7-0, and they will be our #1 seed moving into the challenge finals. We stay active, not technically eliminated, but they need a little help.
Imagine setting the record that will very unlikely ever be broken, going 7 wars and ending it with literally only 2 misses, 2 time fails, and that was one of the strongest performances that we have ever seen. And they had so much swag on top of it.
That's what I was just gonna say. These guys are so fun. So you mentioned like you don't know how he missed the queen. So he tried to get that queen down. He put in a headhunter, and then the bow got it. He put in another headhunter, and was just a little bit late on that warden ability, so he misses it. But guys, SE Esports remains undefeated. Only 2 misses throughout the whole challenge. But guys, there's still one more war, and this war has so many implications. I have all of the final numbers. I have all of the final scenarios that need to play out for this final war. So we're going to be taking a short break here. We're going to come back. We're going to play out this last war. Guys, don't go anywhere. You're watching the Snapdragon Pro Series.
Welcome to the place where dreams come true. Where everything you want can be yours. If and only if you're willing to work for them. You're willing to hurt for them. But most of all, you're willing to be first for them. Ha! Look, I'm going straight to the top. I don't know how I would stop, like it or not. I got some goals that I'm hitting. You hear what I'm spitting? It's hot. Look what I got. Whole lot of passion and pain. The road to success is insane. Stay out my lane.
The Snapdragon Pro Series powered by Samsung Galaxy is brought to you by Snapdragon Elite Gaming, Samsung Galaxy S23 Ultra, Monster Energy, DHL, and the U.S. Air Force.
All right, everybody, welcome back to the Snapdragon Pro Series. Only one more war in the whole challenge season before we start looking towards our challenge finals is coming up. And that is off the back of another flawless performance out of SE Esports. We were wondering, are they going to remain undefeated heading into the finals? And this is actually an important point too. It's something we haven't even touched on yet. But them being at the top of the leaderboard now, cleaning up their match against We Stay Active, still with the flawless perfect war, means they also get the #1 seed heading into the challenge finals. And now, in theory, it means that they should technically have the air quote easiest matchup because they would go up against 4th place and 2nd and 3rd place go against each other heading into challenge finals when we get to that bracket. Either way, SE Esports has been on another level. Flawless season. I wanted it to be a literally flawless season. They were only a few stars off of that.
Few buildings, few seconds.
Yeah. So, I mean, either way, incredibly, incredibly impressive. And now we have to start talking about our last war of the day. This one's important, okay? We're going to take a little bit of time here. It's between Method to Madness and United Gaming. And this match matters because however this plays out could potentially mean a multi-way tie situation that we had mentioned at the beginning of the show. Bash claimed before the break that he had written all the numbers down. The Bash math is ready. Try to explain to people what could happen here.
All right, I got numbers. Again, Bash math, so things could be a little inaccurate. But here's the situation. UG sitting at 4-2, Method to Madness sitting at 3-3. Method to Madness wins, they're in no matter what. UG would be in as well. So this is a win and in situation for Method to Madness. However, if United Gaming wins, they move to 5-2. They could actually potentially move up to that 2nd spot because I believe they have more stars than Underworld X, which leaves us a 3-way tie at 3-4 between Method to Madness, Omnipotence, and We Stay Active. Now, I don't know the head-to-heads because I couldn't find it in that 3-minute break, so we'll have to, there'll be a little mystery. But coming into this, We Stay Active is technically out on stars. Omni is currently sitting at 92 stars. Again, Bash math given. Give me a little break, but they came into the day at 64. They put up 2 14 stars wars, 64 plus 28, 92 stars. Method to Madness started at 66. They had 13 stars off stream, so they're sitting at 79. So if they lose this war and put up 13, depending on how the tiebreakers work out, we could go to percentage. We could have a 2-way tie at 92.
All I'm imagining right now is that like math meme with all the numbers floating all over your head there, like oh crazy, and I'm like, it's crazy, but yeah, it's wild over here, and this is all going to come down to the final match.
Okay, before we get into the last match, we'll pop up the leaderboard really quickly so you can have a visual of kind of what Bash was just breaking down for you guys. You can see where everybody stands here because these are the records that he's talking about that can flip and can potentially inform who our final top 4 is for the challenge finals.
Yeah, this is pretty crazy. I mean, obviously, SE Esports Underworld X automatically end there at 7-0 and 5-2. Again, United Gaming, they win. They actually move up to the 2nd seed. So this is actually a pretty important war for them as well because it's a little bit more prize money. But that 4, 5, 6, that's where things are going to get interesting. And it all depends on how Method to Madness does in this war.
Yeah, but Method to Madness is like, if you're Omni right now and you're watching this play out, then you're United Gaming's biggest fan right now because you could have them hold them back down there and prevent the multi-way tie, and they could just sit there nice and secure in their 4th spot right there. And then I guess that would dump them right into SE Esports Come Challenge Finals. But I mean, you get there and you're there. So better, whatever way you can get there, you want to get it.
All right, well, this match is almost ready. So before we get into, give me like a quick thoughts on how it could play out, quick analysis, maybe a prediction, whatever you want to throw at me.
All right. I don't know how it's going to play. This is what I want to see. I want to see a UG win 14-13. That way we see what the 92-92. I don't know who has the head-to-head with Omni and M2M, though.
You want UG to win, but then you want Method of Madness to be sitting at 13 stars. That's what you're saying. So 13 stars causes the crazy star tiebreaker as well. So here we go, guys. Let's dive in. The final war of the challenge season. This right here decides who moves on to challenge finals and will make the biggest difference in their prizing. But here we go. Grom moving in with a hog attack, going in with what he's been using like all season long. He loves these Root Rider kill squad into super hogs, and I see nobody else anywhere using this attack here, so this is very unique to what he does.
Yeah, and he's had kind of mixed results with it. We've seen him triple with it, we've seen him time fail with it, and we've seen him miss with it. So it's kind of all over the place, but it's kind of his signature thing, so there's nothing wrong with that. Use what you're comfortable with, no need to get cute, no need to change things up, but he's going to go ahead and surge in here. The biggest thing, and when we've seen this fail, is when those heroes walk on him. So if he can keep the heroes inside, I think he's going to have a lot of success, and it looks like the King and Queen are all going to join up in the middle. So this is looking like it's off to a great start.
Yeah, looks like an Electro Titan, and is that, what came out of there with the Electro Titan? Either way, maybe more Root Riders? I don't know how you fit that in there. But he's going to make his way forward there. The King goes to Phoenix. He's under Giant Gauntlet, so he takes out the defensive, or I mean, he didn't get the defensive Queen. I almost got her. He's trying to get to her right now. Close. But he got the multi-archer tower over the wall, and his Queen is making her way that direction. The Hog's going to have to go through the Town Hall. He will rage up as he engages it, and with the Warden ability, he'll power through that, and then he's got a Healing Tome coming off of it, and he'll keep the Hogs alive to the poison and some of this backside damage. Just got to keep the Royal Champion safe, but I'm very concerned about the defensive Queen not going down here. She's going to cause a lot of problems.
Yeah, he's got to get that Queen. He's got to get the Royal Champion to step over, but she's distracted by skeletons. More skeletons are popping. Giant bombs, or Bomb Tower is going to go off to a Giant Bomb. He's got to get this Royal Champion to go take out that Queen.
So many ground skellies, and there's even more. He's just feasting a wall of ground skellies, and his Royal Champion cannot catch a break.
Oh man, finally gets to the Queen. He still has Royal Champion Seeking Shield though, so he's still alive. Warden will also help out. Remember, Warden packs a punch in there with Diggy and the Spirit Fox. If there goes a freeze, a little bit premature on the freeze there. Could have saved him for just a split second longer, but I think he's going to be fine. Does he have the cleanup though?
Yeah, he does.
54 seconds. He's looking good.
Wow.
Rom gets through.
Yeah, that was a little shaky there on the backside. So many traps there, and he just eventually worked his way through and lost the Hogs, but the Hogs were able to provide enough tanking, and I guess that Healing Tome doing overtime there to keep those Hogs alive and giving the Royal Champion the tanking that she needs. But with the Diggy on the Warden and then the Spirit Fox on the Royal Champion, he's able to power through. And remember, that Warden was used at the very start of the attack there with the other heroes for the kill squad. So he wasn't even deployed with the Hogs. He just ended up with them, and that ended up carrying him through. So that was very... Or wait, did he...
Yeah, I think you're wrong, Eric.
No, you're right. I'm wrong. I'm totally wrong. I
was going to say, that would have been some big brain planning. I was like, did that happen? You had me convinced, Eric. You had me convinced, but...
I just had to say it with a lot of confidence.
Oh, it was very confident. But he needed the Warden with the ability to get through that Town Hall, so the Warden was committed to the Hogs the whole time. But it is a 3-star from Method of Madness, and that's what they need. You got to come out swinging in this war. Your tournament life is on the line. They control their own fate here. Win and you're in. You don't need to go to a star tiebreaker if you just get the victory and get to 4-3.
You know why I thought he had the Warden with the main hero pack? Is because that hero pack took so much there. The only way I could logically make any sense of it is that he did have the Warden with it. So that just shows you how much of the base there he's able to get out there with that Root Rider kill squad. And it just wiped out the core there, leaving a thin outer ring there for the Royal Champion of the Hogs to move through. And it feels kind of risky to go through the Town Hall with the Hogs and not have the main pack. I feel like that attack would be way stronger against like an anti-2-star base. I could really see it doing some good work there, but he's been breaking out here constantly, and now let's pass it over to United Gaming here as Ghost dives in with a Zap and Lalo.
Zap Lalo seems like to be one of the strongest meta attacks right now, but it's also a very difficult attack to learn. I mean, we talked about how hard Lalo is without the zaps, but even adding the zaps in doesn't make it that much easier. Yeah, it helps a little bit and helps kind of direct your pathing and kind of understand where you need to go. But at the same time, you still have to get in there and execute. You got to connect those heroes to the zaps. You got to use that flame flinger or the battle blimp, whatever you decide to use. You got to use it in the proper spot. So it's still a very tough attack to learn and use, but Ghost is really proficient and really good at using it. He's going to try to surge his king in for the Town Hall, and with ability, I don't see any reason why he shouldn't get that Town Hall, and Royal Champion will join from the top, setting up beautifully for a Lalo path.
Yeah, the King's also going to be able to clear all the ground skellies there. One strike, and his splash damage takes them all down, steps his way through. He'll drop as he takes the Town Hall, but the Phoenix will pick him right back up there, and he'll finish it off there and continue on to go get the Clan Castle pull there. But if you get that monolith, that'd be huge right there, or at least some of these archers or something in there, but he doesn't survive that long. But Lalo in for the right side does have that healing tome and the Eternal Tome protecting his push into the defensive queen there, making sure she goes down, and then the healing tome will heal him up here as he takes Eagle Killer Strikes there and pushes through the multi-infernos in. There's a bunch of red air bombs going off here, and the warder getting knocked back by the sweeper, and that internal group does end up getting picked off, but the Royal Champion picked up the slack in the core of the base, and it looks like a skeleton spell or something was deployed there onto the monolith, and that keeps the Royal Champion protected. RC ability goes off, sweeps out the back end multi, and Ghost will easily overwhelm the rest there with the troops still inside of his flame blinger.
If the King falls back down, the Phoenix will be there to pick him back up again. King secures the Town Hall. Lalo beautifully executed, and it's a 3-star for United Gaming. These two teams come out swinging, and we are all tied 3-3 after our first attacks. Again, a very important war for both squads. Win and you're in for Method of Madness. Win and you go up a seed and get a little bit more prize money. So a lot on the line here.
Yeah, very, very, very important war here. And the implications of this war reach beyond these two teams here and also determine the fate for Omnipotence. So, I mean, you know, right now, Omni is, I feel like they would be voting for United Gaming to take a win, but then also like shut down Method of Madness on defense right now, because if Method of Madness loses and end up with a 13-star performance, then we end up with a crazy tiebreaker situation that we'll see how that plays out there if it happens. But right now, both teams start off very, very strong, and United Gaming with a triple out of the gate there and a lot of overkill on that one. Love to see those very, very strong Lalos that have performed so well like that.
If you could like imagine my head going crazy like during that last segment, just imagine how our tournament admins are doing this live, trying to keep up with everything and figure out who's actually qualifying, who's not, and relaying that information to us so we can relay it to you. It's going to be a crazy finish of the night. These are the best challenges, though, Eric, where it literally comes down to that last war to decide who gets in. So a beautiful lineup of wars tonight, and really a beautiful performance by all of our teams thus far. We got 8 more attacks to decide our final 4 teams. Let's see who gets in. It's United Gaming. It's Method to Madness. This war is back and forth. Oh, Eric, how are you feeling?
I feel like every single season we go through these round robins and this chaos just seems inevitable at this point, because we have so many tiebreakers. It seems like every different season where it all comes down to it. And like we've tried to figure out all the weird ways that the tiebreakers happen, and then the players just somehow end up making it happen every single season. So it's crazy that it always plays out that way, but that's the way it goes. And I guess now with the pressure on, let's go back in. Method to Madness sends in Seaman, and it looks like he's breaking out the Root Riders. Queen Charge and Root Riders here with a box base. Nice high-level equipment on that King. Maxed out Invisibility Vial, but gonna go ahead and start off with a Yeti Blimp, I have to assume. Rage it up there, Yeti's popping out, and we'll go after the Monolith, and also getting the Clan Castle. Pull is going to make so that his pathing is set up, but also he gets the Clan Castle and can fight it in safety as the Queen Charge starts in. However, we do have that extra stray Tesla there that he kind of needs to deal with right now. Otherwise, he could ultimately have the Queen end up moved off to the left side and not join with the pack there. So he responds with a hug, but that's not enough there. Needs a little bit. Wait, are there 2 hugs? Oh, yeah, maybe at 2. He's fine. He's got the Tesla out of the way there, and he's got it under control.
Yeah, perfect response there. He did bring a few hogs, so he had that kind of in plan just to keep his Queen on track. Maybe he had an idea that there could be Teslas there, as that could be a common spot on this base design. Now the Queen's going to go in here, charge in, and just start picking off these defenses one by one. He's also setting up some pathing on the top side using some sneaky goblins. That storage does stay up, though, with the Battle Builder there healing it up. So try to get some pathing, but it's ultimately not going to work out. Rage spell on the Queen. He's going to go ahead and double wall breaker into that scatter shot compartment, which actually gives him access to a lot of heavy defenses and the Royal Champion.
Looks like he tried to use Sneaky Goblins on the storages over to the right side of the Town Hall to set up the King to path in there, but he's got Teslas popped in that area as well, so I'm not even sure that the King's going to go to the Town Hall compartment, and it looks like he's kind of banking on the King being the one that secures the Town Hall takedown, and I feel like he's going to go for a walk here, and that's going to cause some very, very big problems in this attack.
King's going shopping. He saw something he saw on sale down there at the local supermarket, but that's okay because the Roots and the Royal Champion are going to go in for that Town Hall. The only issue with that is it's going to take a lot of force out of the middle of this base. There's a lot going on here. We got the multi-target Inferno, we got the Ricochet Cannon, the Scatter Shot, even that Expo firing, so you want that force surging ahead when possible, but now they're off to the side, stuck in that poison.
Yeah, the healers are taking some heat there from that multi-Inferno. He's got the red air bombs going off on the healers as well. He freezes the multi, tries to save the remainder of the healers, and they will get away there for a minute, but they're pulled into a spot where it is very traditionally filled with red air bombs, so keep an eye on that. The Royal Champion needs to get this Ricochet Cannon down. If she gets that down, I feel like the Queen might be able to finish off the rest of the base there with the healers, but she gets one. Nope, it does not go down, and that's a little bit of a problem here. That means the Queen's going to be under a little bit more heat in the back end, and also time is ticking down. I feel like if the King went in, then it would have thinned the path here for the Root Riders and kept them more central on the base. By removing the targets over to the right, then he would have made so that everybody else pushed directly into this back end, into the Ricochet Cannon, into this left side corner, and he would have been in a much better spot. That attack, I feel like, was largely decided by the King missing the funnel into the Town Hall. So one Tesla and a Battle Builder repairing a storage right there, and that is a defense here for United Gaming. Ninja gets the hold, and Seaman falls short here, presenting an opportunity for United Gaming to get the lead.
But it's those little things, Eric. It doesn't seem like it's a lot, but that's intentional. That little Tesla down there, the Battle Builder being in range there, it's all intentional, so something like that can happen. It's not just an easy gimme for that King to surge in there and grab the Town Hall, and ultimately that decides this attack. 91% on the miss. Now, if United Gaming can get a 3-star, obviously Method to Madness will be behind the 8-ball moving forward. Oh man, I can't emphasize enough. Method to Madness needs a win in the worst kind of way, but United Gaming, they want the win as well. I mean, who doesn't want more prize money?
Yeah, exactly. More prize money on this stage here. The better seeding going into the challenge finals, and maybe just like step away. Like if you could get seed 2, it's so much better than getting seed 3 because you've seen how strong SE Esports, and you don't want to be on the same side of the challenge bracket as SE Esports. And so the only way to escape them right now is, I guess second and third would end up on the other side, right? Yeah. Okay. They're gonna avoid him either way, I think. But
well, I mean, no matter what, if you win that first one, you're playing them in the second one, assuming.
Yeah. True. I was like avoid him for a match. All right. Well, Rigo Torres into the next attack here. United Gaming going for another triple, but Queen Charge into Lalo. Rigo Torres' specialty, although he has been kind of stepping away from it every once in a while here and going in with the Sui Lalo instead, or the Zap Lalo. And so back to his roots here. And we'll see what he can do with this Queen Charge. Got to keep her alive. It goes into the defensive World Champion. Got a strong funnel over there. And it is like I say Queen Charge into Lalo, but it was like a Zap Queen Charge into Lalo. So he's kind of mixed in the 2 attacks that he's been running lately. And there's that Queen ability, spawning some extra healers, and he can keep on moving forward now.
He likes that healer puppet. We've seen that on both of his attacks tonight. But you're right. Rigo's been using that Zap into just Hero Dive Lalo, which he's been very, very successful with, bringing like 30+ balloons on those. But switches up to the Queen Charge, which I love seeing Rigo do a Queen Charge. In my opinion, one of the best Queen Charge Lalo attackers in all of NA. So kind of seeing him get back to it and kind of getting a feel for this Town Hall 16 meta is really reassuring to see for Rigo Torres, especially as we move into challenge phase. Queen's going to continue to surge in as the Lalo is going to join her, kind of covering her path here. He needs to get that single. Good freeze so the single doesn't take down the Queen, and now he's got a pretty nice path to the back of the base.
Queen will get delayed here by the ground skills. I love what he got with that blimp, though. That blimp had those Yetis pop out. They took the Town Hall, they took out the Monolith, and then they even jumped all the way over there. And I think it was the Warden that they got there. So, like, insane value out of that Yeti blimp right there. Really, really setting up the Lalo to have a much thinner path there. Avoid the Town Hall area that is usually stacked with red air bombs all together. And it looks like he'll easily step in the backside here. He's got a Swag Road Champion ability, overwhelms the base, and It looks like United Gaming is going to secure the first lead of the war here as he's able to clutch it for his team. And Rigo Torres, a player with the most competitive experience out of all of North America. One of the few players in North America who's made it to the World Championship multiple times. And he just feels unstoppable. And he's looking like he is recovering from Town Hall 15, where he started to have a little bit of a slump, but he stepped into Town Hall 16 and he's really been able to shine here. And his Queen Charge Lalo's looking amazing. His Zap Lalo's looking amazing. He just loves balloons.
Yeah, I mean, he's really good with it. I mean, why not use it if you're good with it? But Eric, I got a little bit of an update here.
Uh-oh.
So again, you know, everything's kind of on the fly here, and I'm just kind of reading as we go. But if United Gaming wins this, that does force the three-way tie between Omni, Method to Madness, We Stay Active. So even if Method to Madness do lose this war, they need to get at least 13, and then we'll go to percent, and we'll see where the percent falls, because, I mean, that's over the course of 7 wars. So a lot on the line. Even if they do fall behind here, 13 is their magic number. I mean, 14 realistically would secure them in, because then they would be beating Omni. So even if they lose, 14 stars gets them into challenge. If they win, they're in, but just in case they lose.
And they got a leapfrog over Omni right now.
This is crazy.
I mean, yeah, they got one miss on the board here. So, like, they don't necessarily need to win this match then to get in.
Right.
They just need to get the score high enough. And they already have one mistake. So if they can just stave off another mistake there and get another couple triples on the board, then they could end up making it through right alongside United Gaming. And then maybe they can get a rematch against them in the future. But right now, I mean, they can still win the war. If they just win the war, then they're going to go through either way. Yeah. And that'll definitely secure their way through. So that's the best way for them. But there are other options.
Yeah, but their miss isn't too bad. It's 91%. So it's not like they're way off here. Stay Away is in next, and he's going to look to respond with a triple. But ultimately, 14 stars gets them in no matter what. So that's going to be... Oh!
Krigo's ability right out of the gate there as he engages the defensive king and the ricochet cannons, finding them Tesla farm. And, oh, man, that was a dicey entry right there. But he does move forward. And it looks like he's gonna try to get the root riders to go through here, but man, that's a big mistake there right out of the gate there. And a freeze would have done wonders to preserve that queen ability and would have been far, far worth its weight in gold there. But weight in cold.
Yeah, I see what you did there. Queen though, I think he wanted Queen to go for the town hall, right?
Wallbreaker's not doing much there.
Yeah, wait, second Wallbreaker's up.
I don't think he intended for... No, he can reach the Town Hall now.
He wants the Town Hall, Eric.
Yeah, he does. Okay.
He wants the Town Hall.
Weird wall break. I mean, it worked. It worked. King will try to cut the path in here and force the queen in. But we got Teslas down south there that could end up diverting. The King's clearing... Oh, wait, the King's
going for Town Hall.
All right, they just switched. That's fine, I guess, maybe.
All right, so King will eventually secure the Town Hall. Just going to have a little bit of pressure on the Queen. Actually, Queen will come over for the assist. She's like, that was my Town Hall. I want at least half a credit on that one. Now here come the Root Riders. They'll go ahead and surge through the middle of the space. We do have the Royal Champion over there. Keep an eye on this Queen as she's under pressure, but we also have the Battle Drill joining up these Root Riders. That's a strong push through, but he's got a nice path through the space.
Queen get out of the Town Hall poison now. That's fading off there. Expo's hammering down on her as she's going to take a long approach there, but Headhunters cross all the way through the base there, and I guess they didn't really get anything, but the Queen will pop her ability, and she'll provide some internal support here. Taking a lot of these backside defenses is going to be very, very critical to keeping the rest of the group alive, but she's going to get all the way through into the backside Scattershot and Expo. Very, very good value for this Queen charge, and she's not letting up here. Like, I think as soon as she takes out that Scattershot there, she will be relieved of any threat there for the rest of the attack, and she's going to survive, and everybody keeps on moving to the right side, so that was kind of crazy on the entry right there. But he keeps it under control. He's got the force here, and I don't think he can be stopped right now.
Right. For the Queen losing her ability right away, this is crazy. What a recovery for Stay Away, and it's going to be, I think you're right, Eric, it's going to be a 3-star. There's nothing to slow him down here. Beautiful recovery. Yeah,
maybe.
Yeah, time, but he's got cleanup in.
Yeah, you're right.
Keep an eye on that pedestal over there on the left, the RC pedestal. That could be the one issue.
He was holding a Sneaky Goblin for a minute there, and I was thinking maybe the Sneaky Goblin would sweep over there and get it, but I wonder if he even sees it right now. He's got minions going that way now. He's got a Wizard stepping over there. Everybody chasing down that RC pad at the bottom there, and with 15 seconds, he will tag it out. So it's another triple here. Method of Madness will need to find a defense here as they take down Rigo Torres, but they're giving themselves a chance here, and they're chasing 14 stars right now. That gets them to challenge finals.
Whoa. Oh, baby. They're looking good. I mean, their mistake wasn't a catastrophic mistake. They're playing really well. They have essentially 2 more attacks to do it, Eric. Realistically, 14 stars, no matter what, is their number. United Gaming want that victory to move up the seeding and move up the prize pool. But Method to Madness, they just want 14 stars. If they can get a victory, great, but they don't need a victory.
I mean, if they can increase their seeding in any way there, then it's beneficial. But would they actually leapfrog over United Gaming in the ranking there if they do win? They end up with like
I feel like United Gaming had a lot of
seed?
stars. I feel like, I don't know. I don't know who had more stars out of the 2. I wasn't looking.
Well, they'd have the head-to-head, so they'd go up higher, right?
Oh, you're right. Yeah, that is true because
That could push them all the way up to 3rd seed, which would be able to avoid a first-round match against SE Sports in the finals if they can win. So, yeah, it's actually there's implications far beyond this match here that this is going to decide. So,
there's like another layer to the layer upon the layer. We're eating onions out here.
It's classception.
Oh my goodness! I didn't even think about that. Good call. Nick is up next, and here we go, Eric. You were talking about the roots with Valks. Let's see how Nick uses it. We got a couple roots going on either side here, which will be paired up with a few Valkyries, and that's to help push everything in, like Eric mentioned before. Keep everything in the middle of this base. Taking a look at Nick's hero equipment. Healing Tome is pretty standard with this style of attack. He's got a long way to go on this one, though, and he's got a log launcher selected. So let's see if he can trounce through this base and get another 3-star for United Gaming.
He only has 1 rage here for the entirety of the attack here. He's stacking freezes like crazy, and I guess that can help shut down like the multi-infernos and the multi-archer towers in the backside, but he's got the Clan Castle pull here, the super main step and the poison, so got a good placement for that. All the heroes staying central here. That's very important. That's why the Valkyries need to go to the wide on the outsides there on the initial entry, so you don't have any heroes walking off to right or left to edge. But the King of Pop, his ability, surge his way forward. There's the freeze for the Town Hall area. Gets the mono block down, and the King will step through and easily secure the Town Hall. There's nothing left of the space here. That was so fast. That was so absolutely crushed. He's got freezes for days. Royal Champion just warmed up on the right side. Easily sweep across. I'm telling you, Valkyries are so back in the meta when you pair them with the Root Riders, and it's such a simple attack too. All you do is put down a line of Root Riders across the base, make sure you go a little bit heavy with Valkyries on each of the flanks there to make sure that the heroes go directly forward, and then a couple Valkyries just tossed in the middle as well. And then it's all about spell management all the way through the base there, and it is ripping these box bases to shreds.
That attack was so fast. You just handled the whole thing. I like that. Make my job easier. Thanks, Nick. Nick the Iceman out here with 6 freezes, crushes Grom's base, and it's another 3-star for United Gaming. They're looking to go perfect in this war. Still a lot of war to be played, but they could go back-to-back perfect wars. And going into Challenge, I mean, Challenge will be a little bit away, but you want that kind of momentum for sure.
Absolutely. With 4 swag spells there, invisibility and 3 swag freezes. I told you he brought a lot of freezes, but he didn't use a lot of freezes. He only used half of the freezes he brought there, so didn't even slow down. Look how flawless that entry was right there. The Riders just open up everything, but they get into the core, then they start to split off to the sides. But because he's able to use the Valkyries to control the flanks on the initial entry, once he's into the core, they can start to split up there. And at that point, he's already removed so much that there's not a lot for the heroes to do. And so they just get a little bit of regrouping on the backside, and they all pack up and sweep around the circle. So easy day there. That's how you get it done. Like Valkyries, I'm telling you, Valkyries are looking insane lately.
I mean, I've said so many negative things about Valkyries. I apologize, Valkyries.
That was in the past, though.
Yeah,
that was before.
That was before a new level, right?
Yeah, they had to find a new synergy with something, and they found that synergy here.
Yeah, I mean, these the roots going in there, just targeting those defenses provides the tanking. But I think I like just opening up that base. It allows those Valkyries to do what they do best. Absolute chaos. They get in there and they just spin a Rooney on all those buildings and the defenses and just crush it. But let's get back to the bigger picture here, Eric. Method to Madness. They need another 3-star. They need 2 more 3-stars to secure their way into Challenge. Even though UG is playing out of their minds right now, Method to Madness just needs 14.
They need 14. 14 would win most wars, right?
Right.
But not in this situation. Not when you got United Gaming on the other side there.
I mean, 14 could still win this war. Let's be honest.
Yeah. But I mean, United Gaming is not letting up on the offense, and they're looking to easily push through to secure their spot there if they continue this performance. But Method to Madness, like they just kind of like almost ignore what United Gaming is doing and just stay focused and look at the bigger picture here, because if they hit that 14 spot, or that 14 mark, then they do leapfrog over Omnipotence and end up making it through to the top 4. And the prize pools, when you get into challenge, go up significantly. So you gotta get there to get paid. And Lord Kirk is gonna try to get the job done. They have one miss. They can't afford another one if they don't want to push it into the multi-way tiebreaker. But Lord Kirk making his way forward here with a, looks like a recall queen charge. Or not even a queen charge, it's just a recall queen dive to go in there and get the multi-inferno down, and he recalls it out. Okay, all right, well, he didn't get the mortar down. He definitely was anticipating here to get the mortar with the queens, and he has to recall her before he gets it, so he does take some extra damage right there, Bash.
Yeah, good call. I mean, not committing the queen ability to that. He stuck to his guns on his plan here. Maybe he isn't going to get as much as he wants out of that flame flinger now, but he still has the queen ability, which will be uberly valuable as he surges into this town hall a little bit later into the attack. So now the king's going to go ahead and go forward and just cut up some pathing and try to get to that enemy queen. If he can get over the wall while he's in giant mode, he'll actually be able to hit her, and he does just that. Does he get the scatter, though? He goes to Phoenix, so I think he'll get the scatter, too.
Yeah, you're right there. I still have to wonder if he, like hindsight's 2020, but like if you look back and you could redo the attack there, you just throw like an extra giant with the queen to get more value out of the flame flinger. But it's going to open up now. It's going to get one of the multi-archer towers down. But luckily down south to the king and the queen, we're able to get a lot of value in that area. And we'll just have to see if that last multi-archer tower causes problems on the far back end of the attack here, because he can't really move his road champion to that area to go get those down, because he's got like a single Fordo, he's got the king, the road champion. There's a lot of threats there. I feel like he has to put the road champion in somewhere on the top side of the base and get her to support the Lalo, and there she is right there. Top edge being placed right there, right in between the two packs of Lalo, and he'll quickly surge his way in with that pack of balloons and rage and get into the scatter shot, but the defensive road champion is a major threat, and he has to find a way to deal with her.
Keep an eye on these headhunters whenever they do come in. He's trying to
watch the Warden.
Much threat.
Watch the Warden.
Oh,
come on, Warden. What do you do? Nothing. There's nothing you can do.
Yep. But here come Headhunters. Headhunters will actually take down the RC, no problem here. If he can get a little bit of damage on that king, that'll help out for his RC. Still has ability. I think this is looking fine for Kirk.
Maybe.
He's got a little bit left here. He uses the freeze there to preserve the Diggy. Still got RC's Seeking Shield. He still has one balloon. But remember that multi-archer tower, it doesn't care how many there are. It can target up to 3 different targets at once.
Or it can target the same target 3 times to get a lot of damage output onto the road champion. But there we go. He's popped that RC ability. Lord Kirk just clutched out of his mind right there, and he's able to push his way through. And Method to Madness is 1 triple away from going to challenge right alongside of United Gaming if they are able to just get through 1 more attack.
You think the Omni guys are going to be on call? Defense.
Yeah, they are. Yeah, Omni is just banking on the sidelines there that Method of Madness ends up with a miss, because it is the difference of thousands of dollars here. So very, very, very big difference here, whether Method of Madness hits the 13 or 14 star mark. Right now, they're in it for at least 13. So if I'm going to lose my mind here if they miss their last one and we go with that multi-way.
Eric, have we ever had a challenge round robin this close where it came down to literally the last attack, our last 2 attacks of the last war? I remember we've had some close ones, but I don't think it's ever been this close where we could have a 3-team tie coming down to stars. I
don't think we've ever seen it where the stars were gonna end up tied like that. Like we've had it where one team just ended up with a significant star advantage if the tiebreaker happened. But we've never been in a situation where the tiebreaker is going all the way down to like percentage.
Yeah, this is crazy. I mean, ultimately, if they get 14 stars, the percent doesn't matter.
Percentage across 7 wars, not just the percentage of the 1 war, but the percentage across 7 different wars would decide who ended up making it through if we run into that. But here we go. Agent 33 for the 4th attack for United Gaming. Maybe they slip up here. I guess we'll find out. We got the Healing Tome in, and we'll see if United Gaming can continue the reign of terror as they go for the 4th potential triple.
Eric, and that's one thing I don't want to discount from Method of Madness. They can still win this war, Eric. They are still 1 defense away from being able to win this war. And all it takes is 1 little slip up from Agent 33 or even Ninja or whoever the last attacker is for United Gaming. We'll have to see. If Method to Madness can win this war, that'll be huge for them as well. So a lot still on the line here. Queen is surging forward here. Gonna use the Yeti to go ahead and cut off the padding up top. Needs to get this Queen I don't know if he's necessarily trying to get her in. Okay, there we go. Jump spell going. I was looking for wall breakers. I wasn't looking for a jump spell, but the jump spell will get the queen right in and take down that town hall.
Can't wall break that. All the openings in the walls there and the weird layout of the walls prevents any opportunity for wall breakers to target anything there. So they would just, I don't even know where they'd go. I don't think anybody really knows where they're going. That's the whole point of the wall designs around the town hall. But the jump was necessary, and it does get the queen of the town hall, and she will not just take that, but now she has access to the multi-infernos and the bomb towers in the core of the base. They're leaving that damage off of the Root Riders. And with the Flame Finger forming the funnel across the bottom of the base there, the funnel is very, very tight here for the Root Riders. And so they're going to open up the way here for the king. They're going to make so the World Champion moves directly forward to the base there. And the queen is just continuously and actively collapsing this funnel even tighter to push everything to the Eagle Artillery and the Monolith.
The jump spell is a huge commitment there, but honestly, it's so worth it. Look how much access the queen now has. It helps out with some of the Clan Castle troops. He's got the Yetis down there coming out of the Flame Flinger. The Roots are going to surge forward, provide some tanking for the queen now with the king there. This is a really well done attack here for Agent 33, and it's looking like United Gaming is going to get another one on the board.
Wow.
These guys are playing out of their mind today. You know they know what's on the line, and they can respond to this pressure, and it's going to be another 3-star for United Gaming.
Not just a 3-star, but he's got a bunch of swag as well that he'll start to throw to the backside. He's got wizards, super barbarians, hogs. He's got spells all over the place. He'll just toss them all in. Completely overwhelmed the backside. Hero ability swag, more spells on the bar, and Agent 33 pushes his team up to 12 stars. And now the margins are very, very thin between the teams here, but the performance out of United Gaming is flawless right now. And Method of Madness, I mean, like I said, they don't need to win this war. They don't need to win this war. They just need to hit 14 stars to leapfrog over Omni, win the tiebreaker conditions on a loss here. So this next attack will decide the fate of Method of Madness. And if they triple, then it'll go to the next attack to decide their seeding for Challenge Finals. So these last two attacks, no matter how it plays out, are going to have massive implications.
It's going to come down to Boone on offense. We've seen him do it time and time again. Like, I don't care what anyone says, Eric. An offensive meta makes this so much more fun. Yes, it is overpowered. Some of these troops are crazy strong right now. We'll eventually get more defensive levels and things will simmer down a little bit later. But for now, these 14, 15-star wars are making some interesting scenarios here in our challenge season. It all comes down to these last two attacks. Boone got a triple here first, and then it all comes down to United Gaming.
Yeah, and if he doesn't triple, then the chance for Omni is right there. They know it. They're cheering defense, defense, defense. I mean, if we were in the stands at like a LAN or something like that, everybody would be losing their minds right now. But
good luck, Boone.
I'm sure there's a lot of people out there on the edge of their seat here. I know if I had a seat, I'd be at the edge of it, but I'll hold on to the edge of this desk here, and let's see if Boone can clutch it. High-level hero equipment right here, making its way forward, running the healing tome, lightning, taking out a big chunk of the defenses, getting the Eagle Artillery, the ricochet cannon, and the monolith. Very, very high value right there, and we'll set it up with a Warden Walk to break the ring of defenses and non-defensive structures on the edge of the base. They're setting up the funnel, and then it'll be sailing across here. But I'm looking at the Town Hall. I'm looking at the path that he has to take here, and I feel like he has to get the king to go in and dive to that Town Hall to keep the pathing for the Root Riders central. We saw it in that previous attack there where the king was trying to do that function, and I feel like if that happens on this attack here, then that could be their ticket to finals. And so I'm going to be all eyes on the king to see what he does out there.
And we got that archer just taking out that elixir store or elixir collector over there on the right. Well, the king's actually joining the main pack, so he's gonna have to surge through. He does have a battle drill selected. Can always elect to change that out to a battle blimp if he wants, or even a different siege machine, whatever he sees fit. Triple Ice going out of the CC. We got a royal champion stepping up to just defend, but he's got the warden ability going off. Here comes the RC from the bottom side to keep everything in the middle.
It's a really, really wide path here. It's all going to depend on how he passes. He's taking a little bit of a gamble on this one here. Battle drill deploys over to the right side. Battle drill is going to make its way forward towards the Town Hall. The Town Hall's not activated yet. It'll take its time, get it in there though, and maybe it'll activate at the right time. Maybe the battle drill is timed perfectly here to arrive to the Town Hall with the Royal Champion, and then they can work on it together. But look how they are removing the buildings on the right. Root Riders are crossing through towards the Town Hall a little bit, but the battle drill is on the Town Hall. His stun goes on at the perfect time. Get it down quickly. Don't let the Root Riders hit the poison here, but over the left side there. The King is under heavy threat, but he pops the Giant Gauntlet, and he will take the backside defense as the Root Riders wrap around.
Oh, man. The Battle Drill. Oh, the Roots went over to the Battle Drill to help out. The King is over here just fighting through, trying his hardest, not taking any damage as he was exposed to that Warden's Eternal Tome. So he's going to be able to fight through here, get the enemy Queen!
He's got the Phoenix. He'll pick himself back up there.
Yeah, he'll get the Queen. He'll actually maybe even get the Scatter. This is good.
He's got it! He's got it! This is going the distance bash! He's got the RC ability. He's got the Queen ability. He's got Root Riders, and now Hogs joining in out of the Battle Drill, and Method to Madness hit their 14-star mark, and they're going to challenge, securing either the 4th or 3rd seed. I guess we're going to find out with this next attack here where they end up getting seated. But it looks like we see our teams going through. Very, very nicely done. And now we'll go to the final attack here. Ninja will close out our challenge season here, and we will see our final lineup here.
Boone gets it done for Methods of Madness when they needed it the most. He steps up, he gets the 14 stars. The perfect time on this Battle Drill was crazy. Notice that he had like those archers and minions just working around the outside. That was intentional to get that percent up to 51%. So the Town Hall activates right as the Battle Drill gets there. Perfect timing. The Roots do take some unnecessary damage, but it didn't matter. They get out of there in time, and they surge through the back of the Best. Method to Madness is guaranteed a spot in our challenge finals. What a heartbreak for Omni. They played their hearts out, but ultimately, 3 and 4, I mean, that's a tough spot to be in. I mean, Method Madness can still be at 3 and 4 and get in, but
yeah,
when you're at 3 and 4, you leave a lot up to chance, and that's the downside of it. And I mean, it could just be a 1-star difference. That's crazy.
Yeah, it is a 1-star difference.
Yeah,
if we end up with a triple out of United Gaming right now, then the tiebreaker happens, but they have the advantage because of that final triple, and that's insane. That is, you really can't get much closer than that, but here we go. Final attack of the challenge season. Ninja's in, maxed out. Giant Gauntlet right there, high level on that Queen Invisibility Vial, and he's going to be setting up for the Zap Lalo. Got a long way to go into these Town Hall 16 bases. It is always a slow setup here. When we use the Lightning, we got to get the hero value, but it looks like he will support it with a Healing Tome on his Warden. And now, once again, as always, when we see the Lightning, we're trying to push the heroes in to connect to the Lightning. And it's kind of a weird angle that he's going in here. You would think that most of the time they would charge from the left side of the base because the Lightning was on the left side of the base, but actually you break the ring of defenses at the Eagle Artillery, so it actually makes a lot of sense to go in from that right side and get the higher value targets.
Yeah, getting the Eagle out, getting the Ricochet Cannon out, that is going to be really, really nice. Obviously, Ricochet Cannon can't hit the balloons, but when you have to deal with that on the back end with your heroes, it is very tough. King's going to go ahead and step into that right-hand compartment and deal with the enemy Queen here momentarily. As the Eagle goes down, the Ricochet Cannon is going to go down. Now the Clan Castle troops are coming out. We got a few Headhunters mixed in with some Archers as we get the King going to his Giant Gauntlet and surging forward. But keep an eye on these defensive troops. Nothing's dealt with them yet. He's got to get those Headhunters down.
Got the poison right there. Oh, the King just takes them all out in one hit right there with the Giant Gauntlet. He'll make his way forward to the multi-archer tower under Phoenix, and if he gets that down right there, might be a big deal. Doesn't get it. Multi-archer tower stays standing. And the push to the Town Hall here. Rage it up here. He's got a couple of threats on the other side, but most of the biggest threats are dealt with right here. And he should be able to quickly get that multi-archer tower down, clearing all the red Arab bombs. He's got the balloons into the monolith. Yeah, this is overwhelmed. There we go. United Gaming easily pushing into the backside of this base here. Ninja clutches, and they have a perfect war. And it's insanity that they ended up coming this close in the end, and Method to Madness was able to stay pace, but luckily they didn't have to take the win.
Wait a second.
Wait.
Something just hit me. Okay, this war's done. I remember I said United Gaming could jump up to second. That's not true. Underworld X beat them last week. Underworld X holds the tiebreaker against United Gaming. So they'll remain our 2 seed. United Gaming will be our 3 seed. I forgot that that was last week's match.
I don't think that has too big of an implication though, because they're both going to
play each other. It's just
they're going to play against each other. Yeah,
a few $100 ultimately.
Okay.
But I just wanted to correct that as it hit me, you know. Oh, yeah. That's crazy. That's crazy matchup here for these two teams. What a way to end our challenge season, Eric. One of our closest challenge seasons I have ever seen. What an honor it was to cast that with you, buddy.
Yeah, that was insane. And I mean, to make it through on a loss and have it be that close there, but like setting those benchmarks, like you just gotta, like it doesn't matter what United Gaming was doing over there. You had to just keep your head in the game, and they were able to do that. And so there is our final score, 15-14, and both of these teams are moving on to challenge.
Wow. Beautiful performance from United Gaming today. 2 perfect wars to secure their way in. That's what you got to do. When it matters most, you got to step up, and that's what we've seen United Gaming do time and time again. And honestly, I know SC is playing really hot, but if you're SC, you got to kind of keep your eye on United Gaming at any given time. Let's be honest.
I think you always keep your eye on United Gaming. Like I said earlier, United Gaming, well, between SC and United Gaming, you have more Snapdragon championships with those players than all the other teams combined. Like the whole
roster of players.
It's like all of your champions just kind of right in between those two teams, but most of them are on the United Gaming roster. So like you have a team of veterans there. They perform time and time again. They get a perfect war here, and they will secure a very, very nice seed right there into the finals. And I mean, they played very, very well all the way through, and 15 stars is a nice way to finish it off.
I mean, not only that, but obviously we don't go straight into challenge finals. They've got a little bit of time now to potentially go back through the season, maybe learn some things or continue working through the meta as, you know, more time goes on, and things might be different when the challenge finals come around the corner. Who knows? Either way, like you guys have been saying, this definitely was one of the closest back and forth seasons that we have ever seen in the Snapdragon Pro Series. This was so much fun to be able to watch all this play out. You guys were trying to keep track of all the tiebreakers and everything that we wanted to try and keep our eyes on to see where everyone was going to end up. Well, we have the leaderboard. They kind of had it all figured out, but we'll take a look at it anyways and see where all of our teams have finally landed in the standings. Obviously, SE Esports at the top, 7-0, but after all of those tiebreakers go down, like you guys said, it came down to 1 star. Oof. 1 star. Like, that's insane.
What a heartbreaker for Omnipotence. I mean, you got to be thinking they had to have maybe a time fail, maybe 2 time fails throughout this whole challenge. But Underworld X, United Gaming 5-2, well deserved for them. Method to Madness squeaks in there at 3-4. We've talked about this scenario so many times. We finally see it, Eric. 3 teams at 3-4.
It's rare, but it happened right there. We all witnessed it, and you just had to have it just goes to show you, every single attack matters in the end. Every single attack of every single war. And imagine if they got 13 and we went to percentage. Imagine.
Yeah, I was imagining if that's what I
very close.
We're really close to it, yeah.
I mean, I don't know the exact percentage, but I think that Method to Madness still had that percentage advantage.
That would be interesting. But I guess it doesn't matter here because they clutched their 14 stars, just barely setting them above Omnipotence. And they could have made it so much easier if they just would have beat United Gaming, but United Gaming wasn't letting them have anything there.
No, but even all the way down to push, like their record says 2-5, but I don't even know if that's necessarily a fair reflection of their actual performance throughout the entire season, because we saw that they had more stars than some of the teams that had better records than they did, and they ended today with a perfect war. They had such a strong performance, and if we change those numbers out to stars again, it would probably still put push above some of the teams that are above them yet again on the leaderboard, and that's just because the competition was so equal this entire season that it was a really difficult season for a lot of these teams who are very good to make their way through. So
yeah, I mean, one more win and push could have been that 4th seed. I mean,
exactly.
Yeah,
that's could how.
And they probably would have won a bunch of tiebreakers with the star count.
Oh my goodness, man, that's crazy. What a challenge. That was fun.
Yeah. All right. Well, we're almost done here, but before we say goodbye, 4 weeks done, and now we know who's playing in the challenge finals. Give me your final thoughts, not only on today but the whole season, Eric.
I mean, it just ends up playing out the way that you expect there, with all your champions up at the top there, United Gaming. But I mean, Underworld X, I mean, they definitely impressed me. I was not expecting them to do as insane as they did. So going to 5-2 there, I mean, they performed extremely well there. And I feel like they were like the opposite almost of like Push. Like Push was so close to being able to have such an insanely high star count, but with the losses. But then Underworld X was like the opposite, where they had a lower star count, but they had all the wins, and so they ended up going through. So like just some crazy storylines, and I had a lot of fun with it.
Yeah, I mean, shout out to all the teams. I mean, it was such an honor casting these challenge wars, but I mean, don't count anyone out. Remember, like, Underworld X a few seasons ago when they were playing as Golden X, they squeaked into challenge.
Yeah.
They went in there, they like pulled off some upsets, almost upset UG. So anything can happen when we get to challenge, but my question is, who's gonna stop SE? Right now, they look unstoppable. One of these 4 teams is gonna have to step up. Well, I guess 3 other teams.
Mm-hmm.
It was a great season. It was a fantastic season, but the regular season of Clash of Clans has come to a close. We have our top 4 set, and it was SE Esports who were able to pull off the flawless season, then followed by Underworld X, United Gaming, and Method to Madness. Now, the challenge finals are going to be really close if this season was any indication at all. So you have to make sure that you tune in when those happen to see how it all plays out and who will be crowned the champion. As always, a huge thank you to Snapdragon Elite Gaming, Samsung Galaxy, Monster Energy, DHL, and the U.S. Air Force for making this whole thing possible. And thank you to all of you at home for hanging out with us and watching. We will see you in the finals.
Ain't got no time for no fear. I work too hard to get here. Ain't got no time for no fear. I work too hard to get here. I don't got the time, put me in, coach. I've been going hard, time to let it show. Everything raw, give it to me now. Let me have the spot, man, it's going down. Gotta get it here, I don't wanna wait. Take what I want, then I go train. Gotta get a win, I won't lose the game. This is my year, I ain't gonna break. Strap in, cause it's gonna be a long ride. Working on me every single day and night. There comes a time when your worlds will collide. If it's holding you back, push it right to the side.
On another level, I will never settle. Mind over matter, get the gold medal. On another level, I will never settle. Mind over matter, get the gold medal.
Ain't got no time for no fear. I work too hard to get here. Ain't got no time for no fear. I work too hard to get here.
On another level, I will never settle. Mind over matter, get the gold medal. On another level, I will never settle. Mind over matter, get the gold medal. On another level, I will never settle. Mind over matter, get the gold medal. On another level, I will never settle. Mind over matter, get the gold medal.
Ain't got no time for no fear. I work too hard to get